What up, everybody? What up? It's here. Let's go. It's the Chicago Bulls draft party, yo. Let's go. I got people coming in. I got some guests coming in. Holy crap, man. We already got 10 people here. Talk to me in the comments, y'all. Who do you want the Chicago Bulls to draft? Talk to me. Ooh. Let me talk to you. I don't know if you heard me. Everybody that just joined, talk to me, man. I'm excited. Tell me who you want the Chicago Bulls to draft. I'm bringing some people in right now, and I'm absolutely stoked. I don't know about you guys, but I am ridiculously excited for this. It's actually crazy how excited I am. I'm not gonna lie to you. Ooh, Michael Rice is quick in here. Quick in here with the Queen. My dad wants me to text him the link. Talk to me. What's up, y'all? Appreciate you, Troy. Appreciate you. Everybody, for anyone that doesn't know, Troy is from Australia, whole lot of bull, and he is going to be restarting his podcast soon. I highly, 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 highly recommend that you check Troy out when he comes back because Troy is awesome. He knows ball. He's the man. And his Discord server is awesome too. If you guys want to come and check it out, I highly recommend it. But on this live stream draft party, we're gonna have my pops, PCV the third. That's right, PCV 123. He'll be here, as well as my podcast partner, Davey. For anybody that doesn't know, I have a podcast called the Professionally Profane Podcast. Now, if you're a child, if you're a kid, if you're under 18, you're not allowed to watch. But my podcast is it's completely uncensored. It's adult. It's about Chicago sports and WWE. And my podcast partner and my better half, as I like to call him, is Davey. And he's going to be here with us as well. And I have another surprise for you guys as well. Neill from C Red UK is going to be here. And I'm absolutely stoked for him to be here. He is going to be up at 2 in the morning, y'all. 2 in the damn morning to be here to see who the Chicago Bulls are going to draft. So I'm pumped. I'm absolutely stoked. We already got 58 people in here. Let's go. It's a party, y'all. It's a party. It's a party. It's a party. Hey. Yeah, hey. Troy is dropping the link up in the chat if anybody wants to hang out with us. James, trade up. I'd love to. I will be absolutely stoked if we trade up. Because it'll be for Kaman Maluach. I don't know about any of you guys, but I did a top 10 big board video, and Kaman Maluach is my number one. That is who I want. Period. End of story. I agree with you, Michael. We need a center. We need a center, man, because we're going to trade Vucevic. He's gone. He gone. Oh, man. We only had 69 people for a quick second, but nice. What up, Faith? It's my boy. Yes. For anybody who was here with me when I was streaming, look, I missed you guys. Like, I normally, next season, I'm going to be streaming for all 82 games. I don't want to commit to that because there's something can happen, right? I could have a wedding. Something might happen. I might have to go to this, might have to go to that. But if I am free, I will be streaming for every single basketball game that the Bulls have next year. So Good faith. If I would highly recommend that you go to Justin of the Year Chicago Bears. My boss, Nick Rohde, he's the one who runs the Chicago Bears games, and he runs the Chicago Bears channel. I'm sure that most of you know him. If you're a Bears fan, I'm sure that you know Justin of the Year, Chicago Bears, and that dude runs it. And he is the MFing man. He has 31,000 subscribers. If you're not a subscriber, I would highly recommend that you jump on board. Let me bring in these other guys. I'm going to be getting a couple things together as we prepare for the draft here, y'all. Just bear with me. I'm going to email my dad the link. All right, coming back. 93 people in here already. Let's go. Let's go. Yes, if they move up to go get him. I think he's talking about Kamal Maluach. What's up, Phil? What up, y'all? It's good to be back, man. It's good to be back. It's good to be here with the people, man. I miss all of you. I know I've done some collabs, and those are a little bit like, yeah, we did fan questions, but like I don't get to just freelance, for lack of a better term. I don't get to free ball and do my thing. And so I think everybody that got to see me on camera knows that I'm at my best when I'm just doing my thing. And I think that's why people dig me, man, because I'm a fan. I'm a fan just like you. And I'm just here hanging with the boys, man. And the girls. If you're a girl, hanging with the girls too. I like hanging with girls. 106 people in here. Let's go. Hey, yo, share. Hey, everybody, if you're here, please make sure to come to our YouTube channel to watch. If you don't, that's okay. But at JAYCHI_Bulls, come to our YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. That is where you will find daily Chicago Bulls content hosted by yours truly. And, you know, if I may be not humble for a minute, I think I put out some pretty damn good stuff. I think I'm pretty okay. I think I do a good job. It's always my raw, genuine opinion. I'm always giving you guys exactly what I think. That is never in doubt. Never. Not once. We back out streams. Can't wait for Colin Michael Murray. I say Colin Michael Murray. Chad Michael Murray. Never mind. Can't wait for Colin Murray Boyles to be a Chicago Bull. I can't get with you on that faith. I've got a bunch of guys ahead of him. I will still be excited. This draft, I'm going to be honest. Like, this is going to be a hard draft to disappoint me on. I like a lot of guys in this draft. I like a lot of guys. Like, there's like 15 guys that we could draft, and I'd be like, I see the vision. And some of those guys are going to be gone before we pick, but honestly, like, it's not as bad as like, this is a good draft to be number 12. I'll just put it that way. It's a good draft to be number 12. I mean, like, if there's a Bulls game, well, yeah, I'll be here. I will always be here. Listen, I love the Chicago Bears. I'm a diehard Chicago Bears fan, but the Chicago Bulls come first, baby. Are you going to stream? Yes, I will be. Nick is awesome. Absolutely. That's my boy. That's my. You know what? Hey, can we have? You know what? In the chat, there's 124 people here. If you guys know Nick Rohde, I want to send him this later. If you are a fan of Just Another Year Chicago Bears, if you are a fan of Just Another Year, send me a Nick is awesome in the chat. I want to see it. I'm going to send it to him. Please send me a Nick is awesome in the chat. That's my boy. That's my boss, Nick. But oh snap! Here we go. Bang.
What's up? What's up? Hey, good to see you. Looking good, buddy.
Thank you, man. Good to see you too. I'm extremely excited for the NBA draft, man. I'm pumped.
Heck yeah. Ditto.
Yeah,
to see what we're cooking.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Who knows what we're cooking? I mean, you never know with AK, man. You could be cooking anything.
Yeah. So hopefully it's AK soup.
Yeah, right. I have Davey. Davey should be here any minute now, and then also Neill is coming. But I was just telling the chat, if you are a Nick Rohde fan, send me a Nick is awesome in the chat, because that's our supreme leader. And if listen, it's easy for me to say this, and maybe you viewers may or may not believe it, but we're going to be national one day, man. Like, Just Another Year is going to be huge, man. I promise you. And we're going to ride that train all the way to the finish line. So I'm stoked.
Love it. I'm right there with you, man. I came in on your request to give Nick some love, so I loved him up a little bit there. Gave him a little bit of barbecue sauce there, so he's good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I saw the episode with the three of you guys over on Professionally Profane, I believe that was.
Yeah. The audio was kind of messed up. But
yeah, it was a bummer.
I know, for all the episodes that we have that happen, it's for that episode with Nick. Like, come on, man.
Life's that way, right?
Yeah.
So unfair.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I hate to see that. Hate to have technical issues when you got the boss on the line and everybody's getting introduced.
Right. Hey, let me impress you, Nick. Why don't you come on my show, and then
right? Then we're gonna have this really poor production.
Yeah, exactly.
Let
me see here. Go Bulls. It'd be good to stream Bulls games. I have to use antenna for the Bulls games, which sucks. Does that change for you, Michael? Since they have the Xfinity deal now, I would hope that is the case. Let's go Bulls. Let's go Bulls all the way from Dalton, Illinois. I've got a story about Dalton.
Used to run around Dalton, no question.
My team, my football team beat Dalton, Illinois to win a championship back in the day, and my dad was the defensive coordinator.
St. Louis, the big Thanksgiving tournament, huge, big win.
The Dalton Bears were a good team, though.
6-0. Yeah,
it was 6-0.
Yeah, good game.
It was, but we won. Don't forget that, Dalton.
Indeed. I think we rode in a parade with that trophy.
We did. It was a nice trophy. I'm not gonna lie. I was a middle linebacker. For anybody who doesn't, I was a middle linebacker in football, and then I was a point guard in basketball. Point guard, shooting guard, whatever. Those were my positions.
You were the man.
My dad was the coach for my entire childhood for both of those things. Although in football, I might have been. Oh, dude, you're the man. I will say, like, I think for football, you might have coached me a lot at defensive end and outside linebacker as well.
Good times.
They were really good times. The best times. We got a CMB sucks. Not a big fan of Colin Murray Boyles myself. I mean, he's got elite defensive traits. I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, I don't know. But you know what? Why don't we ask Neill?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Awesome. What's up, Neill?
How's things? Good to meet you in person.
Yeah, awesome to see you in person. Love the blue cap, man. That's a good lid.
Yeah, I got to cover my hair. You see, I had to get up out of bed for this. So rather than brushing my hair, it's easier to stick a cap on it.
was that part of that package that you guys got?
Neill didn't get it.
I don't get a package.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
Yeah, I know.
That's a rocking hat, dude. I'll be honest. Yeah.
Thanks very much. Yeah, no, I picked this up, I think, on one of my trips to Chicago.
Okay.
Really? How are we not finding this gear? We live here.
You got to search. You got to look.
Oh man.
I know there's a lot. I need to up my gear game. I'm gonna be honest. Like I keep doing my episodes and I keep recycling like the same 4 things that I have from the Bulls, and
I'm rocking your old Jordan jersey. I never let you throw it away.
Yeah, I would never throw it away. I'm gonna have to steal that back from you.
I had it in the closet. I pulled it out. Yeah, there you go.
I love it. I want to know, Neill, who are you hoping that we get tonight?
Who am I hoping, or who do I think?
Give me both.
Okay, I'm hoping for Kaman Malawach to slide, but I don't really think that's going to happen. I'm thinking I'm kind of pretty high on Cedric Coward. I quite like him. I wouldn't mind picking him up. And I know a lot of people are up and down on CMB. I hate the fact that there's so little offensive game there, but
yes,
we need the defense, man.
Yeah, we do. We do.
100%.
It's tough with CMB because I would be so excited to see him play defense, but I would be so like to watch him play offense. Like it would be tough. I just don't want to see him play center. Like for the love of God, he's 6'7". Don't make our starting center for the next 8 years a 6'7" player, please.
Yeah, we've had enough of a small ball at the 5, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Vucevic plays like he's 6'7", so.
That's because the poor guy can't jump over a phone book.
That's true. I mean, I appreciate what Vucevic has brought to the team, but
yeah, me too.
Hey, wasn't one of your guests making it a point that Vooch was strangely effective against the Joker, right? Was that?
Yes. That was Hayes. Yeah. He was like, for whatever reason, for a long time, the Joker was averaging like, or I think right now he averages like 13 points a game against Vucevic. For some reason.
Yeah, Vooch just like got his number. Like, how is that possible?
They're friends, right?
Yeah. Vooch is taking him out to dinner. And he's putting something in his food. I'm convinced.
That's it. There's something going on.
Yes, 100%. Oh, we got Davey here. Davey, what's up, dude?
What's going on, y'all?
Davey.
Happy draft night, gentlemen.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting.
It's going to be very interesting. I do hope that the 3 of you can help me make a decision, though, before we get into the festivities. I have 2 potential Bulls jerseys to wear during this draft. I have a Patrick Williams number 9. So like when he first got drafted before they traded for Vooch. Or I could rock.
He was good, right?
Dunn. I could rock the Chris Dunn black jersey, and I don't know which of the 2. This one, Phil likes this one a lot.
Okay.
Yes, because my number is 32.
Bang. Done.
Okay. And also, Dunn is my surname.
Well, I mean, it was just meant to be then.
Yes. Let's go.
Stars align.
Yeah.
There you go. It's spelled differently, but yeah.
Awesome.
All right. Oh, now I'm so ready to see how the Bulls line up their future tonight, guys. Where have we been? Where have we gone so far? Have we made a decision on who we want the Bulls to take yet on this stream? Or
I gave my opinion. I don't know if anybody else has yet.
Neill, go ahead and give your opinion again.
Give it again. Okay, I said I'd like to see
Davey needs to hear
Malawach
it.
slide, but I don't think he will. Outside of that, then I wouldn't mind taking Cedric Coward. Or I'm kind of up and down on CMB because I love his defense, but his offensive game just leaves so much questioning, you know?
No, I can agree with that for sure. I don't know if I trust the Bulls to develop anybody's offensive game enough to make him a worthwhile pick, but I think he's going to be a very, very important part of a team's rotation. I could see him stepping in pretty quickly and being a pretty solid contributor to a good team.
Yeah, it's hard to believe we'll be developing anybody's offensive game now that Patton's gone.
Yeah, that's true, man. That's true. Every time, it felt like we were going the right way with developmental, and then like, why fire anybody, man? Like everybody did develop last year. Like every single young player on the team took a step except for Patrick Williams. So I don't understand why we fired Patton. I really don't.
It's what we're trying to make logic for a franchise that hasn't had a ton of logic recently. So I'm just gonna nod my head and go, yep, okay, that makes sense.
They've got to be really good about keeping their people quiet because nothing ever leaks.
Right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd say there's a lot of NDAs signed.
We're going to get one Shams bomb tonight, though. At least one. There's going to be something big, right?
There has to be.
There has to be.
All right, let's make a prediction. Biggest name to get traded tonight, or highest pick, or whatever you think it is. Obviously, the number one pick isn't going anywhere, but what's the big move tonight that's going to send shockwaves through the NBA?
Bulls trade up to 3 and take Ace Bailey.
I love it. I see it happening. What do you think the package is to move up to 3? I'm sorry if you guys talked about it already. If you have, you can just wave me off.
We were just messing around before you got on here. What do you guys think?
I'm beyond trying to figure AK out at this stage.
Halliburton gets traded to Boston.
Oh my goodness! Oh, could you imagine?
That would be good.
That would be insane.
That would be wild. That would be wild. You know what? I'm gonna go with Joel Embiid. What? Joel Embiid gets traded.
Notorious former MVP Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
He played about as many games in a season as Zoe, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't really play. No doubt.
No.
But some team's gonna love him for the 25 games a night he hits the floor. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Too pricey.
But we've got Zoe for that already.
Oh man, I love Lonzo Ball. Don't do this to me. I still believe.
Here you go, Dad.
He's great when he's on the floor.
Yes. PCV IV, what jersey are you rocking tonight?
Got the old legacy Jordan stuff going on. Yeah.
Love it.
Awesome. It's actually Phil's shirt from his childhood.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
Wearing oversized stuff like this, I mean, it used to like hit his knees. I'm not kidding.
I love it.
But that was the style back in his 90s era.
Yeah. Back in my white tee days, I was I always wore like way too big of everything. Like I had like double XL white t-shirts. I was I like to think I was cool, so.
And you still are. Don't forget that part.
Thanks. I appreciate that. All right, man.
Looked like a bunch of cartoons walking around the neighborhood.
That's
skirts touching the ground.
But the great thing about it was everything that we wore in the 90s, we can go back and wear it all again now because now it actually fits.
Facts.
Facts right there. See?
Yeah.
Proof.
There
There
you
you go.
go.
100%.
I'm
Hey, Samity.
I'm bringing up the yeah. What's going on, Samity? Finally, he's actually live. Oh, is that me? Oh, Griddio. What's up, dude? All the way from Australia. Tony, I'm behind on these comments. Which
See,
okay.
see, good faith. I was on the same train. I had to know, man.
Spurs traded pick 38 as well as cash and future seconds to the Pacers.
Oh, interesting. I love me a good second round trade. I do. When you have no clue what's gonna have, who's gonna be there, anything. Like, I want it. I want 38. Why? Just why?
So you really love that Kevin Durant trade then, right? 5 second rounders, man.
That's a bunch of second round picks.
5 second rounders.
Has there ever been an explanation as to why that's a thing? I feel like every year we get like 4 trades where it's just the 13th guy on the bench for 5 second round picks.
Yeah. Well, we don't understand second round picks in Chicago, right? Because AK does put no value on them whatsoever.
They literally took Marko Simonovic once, and then they were like, never again. That's not happening anymore.
Yeah.
Can't blame him. Do we get Io in the second round? I feel like he was, or was it? Yeah, we got Io in the second round.
We sure did, but that ruins my joke, so I didn't want to mention it.
I'm sorry. You build your bench, right, around second round draft, right?
For sure. I mean,
you should.
You would think, right?
Yeah, it's like stocking fillers.
Recently, I would say I don't know if the talent's been there in the second round as it was. I don't know. It feels like I sound like such a
riddle me this. I keep hearing that all the time, and all the professionals are saying the same thing, and I'm not that analyst, but how do we get so excited for March Madness, watch all these fantastic basketball games, and yet there's no talent coming into the what? Is it that much separation?
I have thought. I have thought. I think it's AAU ball. I think you just have so many guys that don't know how to play a team brand of basketball that it works in college. You can dominate physically and athletically, but then when you're at the NBA, you just can't do it anymore.
What do you think?
Sorry. Go on. I wasn't listening, so I was actually trying to connect so I could join in the chat.
Oh, you're good.
Doing the same thing.
You're good.
No,
Go ahead, Dad.
Yeah, I was just wondering why it is that there's such a degree of separation between playing in college and the NBA, because all this every year it's like, oh, there's no talent. There's like 5 guys, 8 guys, if that. It's just strange to me. With any other sport. Well, any other sport that's not true, they have a farm system, right? Like baseball or something like that. But you know what I mean? And I don't think it's very well used in basketball or something. It's just weird that there's not at least 50 people hitting the NBA draft every year that have talent to start.
Yeah, I honestly, I feel like, so I think it's a mix of things. I think that like just the talent disparity between the National Basketball Association and colleges, I think is very big. I think that they play a different. I think they play a different game too, because in college you can do like zone defense is very much more of a thing versus NBA, where like there's more rules. I think against that hazard against that type of defense. So I feel like there's. They extend the 3-point line out. There's that. And then I don't know, man. I just think that you do a lot of the big stars that you see from March Madness, like Dante DiVincenzo comes to mind. He was a big player in the national championship a few years back, and now he's a really, really good player for I want to say he was on the Bucks. I don't think he's there anymore. Does anybody know where he plays now?
DiVincenzo? Is he in Minnesota?
Yes.
Yeah.
He is.
I think you're right.
So he was a star during the national championship run that his team went on, and and now he's a really good role player. I just don't think you hear about him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's a Timberwolf. I just checked today. Yeah.
No, and you're spot on there, Phil. I mean, even think about like the Bulls used to have Ryan Arcidiacono. Him and Chris Jenkins were the two stars of a Villanova team that ran through March, won a championship, and combined they are 1/10 of one good NBA player. I mean, that's being nice to Arcidiacono. He's really not that kind of guy, and he's definitely the better of the two. It's very difficult to make that transition, and really a lot of these guys have always been superstar players. They've always been the best player on their team. They've always been more athletically gifted than everybody else around them. They haven't needed to learn things that are necessary to make a step to the NBA. They've never had to take a back seat. So they struggle to take that new role in, and they struggle to learn the things that are necessary to becoming a star player at the next level. I think there's a lot of things that end up happening like that.
Yeah, I don't know how long you want to banter about this, but I'm going to throw something else out here on this. Yeah. So, is that all right?
Yeah.
You got time for that?
Yeah.
So I overheard this Puka Nacua. You know him, the receiver for the Los Angeles Rams, football player. So Puka Nacua said something on the who's that brother tandem? One of them's over in Detroit.
The St. Brown.
St. Brown. Podcast, yeah. And he made a statement that any of these guys in the NFL could play in the NBA based on his knowledge of people that his friends that are in the NBA, that kind of thing.
Interesting.
And when he made that statement, I thought, well, that equates to a lot more talent than what's being, than reality, right? It doesn't really feel that way. So I think that was a misstatement then. On his part.
Yeah. I think they think that because they're professional athletes, and they believe that they could just hang with anybody.
There's only 5 players on the court.
That's the thing. That I think that's the biggest reason why like college players don't always translate. Is like it's not like football where you have so many positions, and it's very hard to be a specialized good player at that position. Whereas in basketball, like especially in positionless basketball, where we're going, like if you're not a professional basketball player, you're not going to make it on the court, because even though you might be one of the 32 best point guards, like pure point guards in the world, you're not one of the top 100 shooting guards if you had to play there. So like one of those shooting guards is going to end up playing point guard like in front of you, if that makes sense. Like because basketball nowadays is so positionless, and Dallas is on the clock for anybody who's not aware. The pick is in, and if it's not Cooper Flag, I'm going to go kick Nico Harrison's ass right now.
Did anybody do a $5 Vegas bet? No takers there on that. You probably
passed on that
right?
one.
You probably get like $15 or something, right?
Not even. No, you probably get like
$0.20.
What'd you say, Neil?
20 cents.
Yeah, I mean, Cooper Flag is such an obvious first round pick. Like you probably won't get anything.
Go against it. Yeah, you want to go. Hey, Dallas goes in another direction.
If you went against him and won, you clean up.
Yeah. You'll clean because it's not going to happen. Then again, it is Nico Harrison, man. I guess if there was ever a draft to go against the most obvious number one pick of all time, it's this draft, because Nico traded Luka Doncic for an old man and paper clips. So
with knees made of wet paper.
Oh man, what an incredible move still to this day. Even if you say I'm going to trade Luka, what an awful decision, man.
It's crazy, man. Especially, I mean, it even hurts. Like we had the report for the Bulls that like that people would have that the Bulls would have traded anything for Luka Doncic. Like, thanks a lot, Nico, because we could have we wouldn't have given you someone that was like AD, but we would have given you like literally everybody on our team. So
there was enough talent there
for us, you mean?
Yeah.
To put a trade together for Luka.
I would like to say
With
you're
all the
right,
pick-
but
yeah.
Nico Harrison, I mean, anything's possible.
But
At
the
that
thing
time, they
is,
still had
the
back-
Lakers have to stay relevant, right?
Listen. I mean, I'm with you, man.
I'm not a conspiracy guy, but that makes me want to be. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Dude, I'll be the
Yep.
conspiracy guy, the two of us then. That was the most obvious conspiracy ever. Oh my goodness. I mean, come on. They think we're dumb. They do. They think we're stupid.
Cooper
There's a lot
Flag
of
is a
people
pick.
out there calling it out. So
Yeah.
Yeah, Cooper Flag, you are a Dallas Maverick, and congratulations. And you're going to be traded for Kyrie Irving when he goes to another team in a few years. They're going to bring you back for.
Yep.
I forgot for a second that Kyrie was already a Dallas Maverick.
But the player made the most sense. That was a good choice of guy.
Yeah. Oh man, it's 13 minutes in, and we've got our first pick now. This is going to be a long wait to get to 12.
Yeah,
Probably.
I need to go make some coffee. Actually, yeah, this is gonna be a long one.
I mean, Neill is what? It's like 2:13 in the morning. There is it not?
1:13.
Okay. Yeah.
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 you're a
I think-
warrior.
Not
At
too.
a certain point, you get past the tired. Now you're just like
Oh, yeah.
autopilot. And
This is exactly it. The problem is, if I ever try to watch a game without getting out of the bed to watch it, it's always
No.
a struggle all the way through. But if I get out and come downstairs and watch it on the big screen, I'm gravy. I'm good.
that totally makes sense. I love that.
Yeah.
What do we
100%.
if you don't mind me asking, what are obviously I don't think anything groundbreaking here, but what do we think about Cooper Flag? I mean, do we think he's like MVP future? Do we think he's just a good player? What
David, we're gonna bring our argument here in a second, but I want to hear them. I want to hear them answer first.
From everything I've seen on him, he, as good as lives up to the hype yet, but you just don't know with anybody how they're going to transfer to the NBA because it's just a different level, right? But see, the same thing is with any of these big prospects, all it takes is one bad injury and it changes everything. So, I really hope that that's not in his future. I'd like to see him be as good as everybody hopes he's going to be. But there we go.
Agreed.
Couldn't agree
Yeah, what do
more.
you think?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. The kid's really, just butter smooth, right?
Yeah.
He just moves with such ease. He's within his body, and he reacts. He sees it coming. He sees how things are going to flow. He just puts it together well in his mind. Quicker than his opponents in a lot of situations. So I can't see him not achieving, but it's going to be important. The development years are really important, right?
Mhm.
So we'll see how they handle them.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That guy's kind of weird down there in Dallas, isn't he?
What do you mean?
The guy with all the people in the crowd talking to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did see a Corey. Yeah, what an odd. Phil, you said we're gonna fight. Was that right?
I didn't say we were gonna fight. That was your words. I just want to know, hey guys, what do you think about Kaman? Or sorry, I said Kaman. I want Kaman Maluach that bad that I just went right to him. But what do you think about Matas Buzelis versus Cooper Flag? Me and Davey have argued about this on our podcast. He thinks that it's not close. He thinks that Cooper Flag is clearly a better player. And I think that there's more of that it will be a closer competition. I think that Matas can be eventually, when their careers play out, just as good as Cooper Flag, or better. What do you guys think?
Go on, Phil. I'll let you go first.
Yeah, I think here's the deal, right? So Flag mentally for ball IQ, Flag is ahead of himself, right? So and Montaz went through a couple of different systems there and is behind him, right? And Montaz is what's the age difference on these kids?
They're only a year apart, right?
A year apart, right? Yeah. So Flag's IQ is ahead of Montaz, even though Montaz is a year older. So
Okay.
we'll see. You know, athletically, obviously they're both gifted. I mean,
Mhm.
you know, and their eye hand is advanced. You know, so
Yeah.
but you got to
What do you
give them.
think?
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that hugely. I do think that, you know, on paper, Madas has the head start. He has a year down in the NBA. He went through the G League system, which is a closer step up from college to the
Yeah.
NBA. However, I think Cooper Flag still is a little bit ahead of where Matas is at the moment. You know, so that makes for a very interesting, you know, future progression between the two of them. And I do think that Madas will always be playing catch up to Cooper Flag. I'm not saying he won't ever get there, but I do think he's on the back heels with him, purely because Cooper is just he just looks to be that good.
Okay. Totally understand.
Number 2 pick just got announced by the Spurs. They didn't go too crazy. They went Dylan Harper. I think a lot of people expected that. I want to hear what you guys think. I have some thoughts on it though.
Dylan Harper's awesome. You don't like him?
No, I love him. I think he's really good. I'm really excited to see him with San Antonio. I think he could be. He's a guy who I think could really compete for that Rookie of the Year crown with Cooper Flag. But I think Flag is just so good. It's not going to matter. But man,
Yeah.
Dylan Harper, really, really good fit there. He really gives you everything that team needs to really take a next step. I wouldn't be shocked if they're 1 or 2 seed in the West this year, as long as Wembanyama is healthy.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I think he's going to complement Wembanyama massively. I think if they gel quickly, they will be a formidable force between the two of them. And it's the fact as well that Dylan Harper can score from 3 different levels, is what makes him so smooth to watch, because you don't know whether he's going to pull up or drive or shoot from distance. I mean, the guy is really slick to watch play basketball.
Yeah, I'm with you guys for sure. PCV IV, are you a Dylan Harper guy? What do you think?
I am 100%, man. I think that Dylan Harper is like a really solid player. I think that you know, I'm also a big fan of like bloodlines. Like the fact is that is Ron Harper. I think that like I would be high on that if I was a franchise. I think that he matches well with them. I the only thing for me is like they traded for De'Aaron Fox last year, and a little bit of me is like, you didn't have to do that. Like just a little bit of me is like, you didn't have to do that. Like Dylan Harper could have filled that role for you just fine, and you didn't have to give up what you gave up. But you know, at the same time, like Dylan Harper can also play alongside De'Aaron Fox just fine. And I agree with you that they're going to be a formidable force in the West.
Interesting you said that. I honestly, I didn't think they really gave up too much for a guy like De'Aaron Fox personally. I really like that move for them. I thought it was kind of a no-brainer to gain a player of Fox's talent and caliber for what they gave up to me. I thought it was a no-brainer. Even if it's not the best fit, it's like, wow, you have to take a guy like Fox. And if Fox is willing to really put his emphasis more on playmaking and defense, which we know he's really good at, but he wants to be a scorer, I think that really takes him to the next level as well, as far as how the fit goes for all those guys there.
That's fair. I just know they could have been selecting at 12 as well. But yeah, I mean, yeah. I think that they have a really good foundation there. It's a shame that Devin Vassell didn't work out for them. It's funny because Vassell actually, like when he got drafted, I went to basic training with his cousin, same name, Vassal, and so like when he got drafted, like this guy came. He was former service from the Navy, so he had like extra rights, and he was able to just like walk into our room, and he was just like, "Yeah, my cousin just got drafted in the NBA," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's fucking cool." Ooh, sorry, excuse my language,
Ooh.
but yeah, no, I you know, Vassal seems like he would be much better off as a 6-man for them, if you ask me. So it's gonna be the Spurs are again are a force. I mean, this is what great franchises do, right? And they're a great franchise. So
Yeah, they're never too far gone from contention before they roll back around again.
no,
Must be nice, man. Must be nice.
Yeah, but we had the 90s, right? You know, that's not that long ago, right?
That's all that matters. Nobody can take that from us.
if you
There's
try and
just not
take
many
that from
people
me, I will
remembering it
fight
anymore.
you. Were you saying, Neil?
I can't even remember what I said. It was a throwaway comment. It's fine.
Yeah. The '90s are everything to me, and if you try and take them away from me, I will kill you.
Oh, wow. We're getting violent in the live stream. I love it.
Careful there,
That's what it's
careful.
all about.
Well, I mean, don't take away one of my only periods of being happy as a sports fan. Don't do it.
Thing. I'm really interested to see where Philly goes here at number 3.
If they pass on Ace Bailey, dude, stuff might pop off. But go ahead, Davey.
Yeah. I think they go VJ Edgecombe here. I think he makes. I think he just seems like a Sixer. I don't know why. Him and Jared McCain would certainly be a duo. I don't know. I wouldn't put any other adjectives in front of the fact they are a duo. But I don't know why. I've just always felt like he's a name that belongs in Philly. So that's my opinion.
Yeah, this is definitely the first kind of one that could potentially swing in a different direction.
Yeah, I'm not shocked with anything here.
Yeah, they need everything, don't they?
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. They have playoff P, though. They do have that.
Who?
Playoff P.
Who's that?
You know, Polio
Paul George? Who?
Of course, you know, just how Charles Barkley goes around and calls himself Championship Chuck.
No. Charles Barkley owns Paul George, by the way. Like that's not fair. Yeah, but no, I mean, no.
No, he's terrible now. He was good. He was really good. But he's bad now. He's just a horrible contract on a team that has multiple horrible contracts. And yeah, it doesn't make sense to me.
He had a couple of really unlucky leg breaks though, which I think really affected his career.
For sure.
Yeah.
And it's not his fault the 76ers were still willing to give him, 2016 Paul George money in 2024. That's not on him. It's not his fault. I would have taken that money too. But it is an awful contract.
Yeah, but like you say, the Sixers have nobody to blame but themselves for that one.
For sure. No, I do like Jared McCain, though. I wish he would have gotten a full rookie season. He was really, really impressing me much quicker than I thought. I thought he could grow into an NBA rotational guy, but man, he really was. He was looking really good for a while. I wanted the Bulls to take him last year. I'm happy they took Matas instead, but I was on the Jared McCain train last year, really high.
Okay.
The pick is in. Yeah, I'm behind a little bit. I don't mind you announcing it before me, Davey, because you had announced it was before me on the last one that you've seen it. But I see it happening right now. Adam Silver's at the podium, and Barnacle Boy is about to. Oh, it's VJ Edgecombe. Okay, just like that.
You called it.
Well done, Davey.
So it's funny. Phil and I are in this group chat on Twitter, and I have to go message them right now because we've been discussing this thing called Namealytics recently, where some guys' names just sound like superstar players, or they just sound like they should be on a certain team. And that's been me with VJ Edgecombe since
Yes.
March. I mean, just be like, oh, that makes sense for Philly for sure.
Just based on his name.
Just based on his name.
Yes,
Love
just on
that.
the name.
Love that.
VJ, a guy named VJ Edgecombe.
Yes.
That sells jerseys, man. What do you think, Pops?
It's a hell of a name.
Yeah. It really is,
What
man.
does the VJ stand for? Anyone know what the VJ stands for?
I have no idea.
I mean, it must be really difficult to pronounce if he's gone with VJ.
Victor Judgment Edgecombe. I don't know. I was trying to think of like the coolest thing possible.
He has such a cool name. What is this guy doing? Valdez Edgecombe Jr.
Okay, so he's going by Valdez Jr. for the VJ.
Yes, which, by the way, that doesn't count. You can't just do that. But whatever.
Yeah, that's cheating. I'm not
I'm
calling
going
him
to take one of the
VJ
initials and
anymore.
pop it somewhere else.
Is
Yeah.
it really this Von? Wait, why do you say Von Judge? Is it? It's not that, right?
Valdez Edgecombe
Valdez. Valdez Edgecombe Jr.
Yes, that's
Jr.
it.
Yep.
Okay. Von Judge Edgecombe would have been better.
I agree. No, I totally agree. I would have just, I would have done the full, I would have done 3 names too, for sure.
Well, hey guys, this opens up the draft board.
It does.
The Bulls are very much in play to be moving up.
Yeah.
If you like to have fun, because I know like when I talk about rumors, people are like fucking oh god, jeez, I gotta watch my mouth. But AK won't do anything. He doesn't do anything ever, and I'm just like, have a little fun in your life. It's okay if he doesn't. I mean, we can still get a guy at 12, but like, have a little fun, live a little bit. It's okay.
So, do you reckon Hornets are going to take Bailey then?
I have no idea who the Hornets are going to take because the Hornets don't ever do anything right.
But they don't need Bailey, right?
It's probably why they'll take him.
So, honestly, with the Hornets, and you're spot on, Phil, I almost feel like, okay, like I know what I think they should do. They're going to do something completely different. They're going to go and just take a guy. I wouldn't be shocked with Con Kneppel here.
Okay.
I love Con Kneppel, though. I love him. He's a great player.
You like him, Sam? Yeah, I mean, he is a solid. He is a good player. His production was good last year, and we know he could score from every level. I just think he's probably like the 3rd or 4th choice to most teams here, which means he's probably the first guy on the Hornets list.
I feel like that would actually be a smarter choice than they're used to. I feel like he's a player that understands the game. He always makes the right play. I feel like, I don't know, like I feel like they're more likely to go like I don't know. I really don't know. I guess he does make sense for them. They probably should. They don't need a wing though, right? Like they really need like a 2 guard.
I would agree. Trey Johnson, maybe.
Trey Johnson makes a lot of sense for them. They should take him.
I agree.
That actually could be the pick. Yeah, that would make a lot of sense.
Because I mean he can fill it up. I love Trey Johnson. Like if we traded Kobe White to them right now to move up and let's say Kobe White, Lonzo Ball. I don't know if this works numbers wise, but I'm just gonna throw it out there. Kobe White, Lonzo Ball, and Vucevic for their pick and Mark Williams. I want Trey Johnson, and then I could die happy. Because we would have Trey Johnson and Mark Williams, and I'm just gonna log off. I'm like, hey, good stream, guys. And,
we're good, y'all. Joe Colley's reporting that the Bulls are still very, very active trying to move Kobe and Lonzo right now as we speak, and they could be open to drafting a guard at 12 or moving up. So apparently lots of stuff going on in the front office in Chicago, which is terrifying. If you're a Bulls fan, you know what that means.
But at the same time, that's the way it should be. They should be taking all the calls, making all the calls, trying to get something done.
Yeah,
and I think that's what they want to do.
Yeah, to be honest with you, it gives me a little bit of hope. It makes me feel like they're alive over there.
Exactly. I mean, I know they're not necessarily historically getting things right, but at the same time, I'd rather see them try than, just lie
sure.
there and being poked with a stick.
Yeah, you just got an extension.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
remind me.
Yeah, that's my thing too, Neill. You have a great point there. Like a lot of people, like I made a post on Twitter yesterday that got a lot of traction, and but a lot of people that were really mad about it was all the rumors that were surrounding the Bulls, and it's like, well, at least we're in those rumors. Like, I'd rather be in the rumor mill than to be dead in the water, which is what I feel like we are a lot of the time. Like, it makes me glad that at least we're making calls and at least we're out there trying something. If we don't end up doing it, that's one thing, but at least we were out there talking about it. Like,
What you guys feeling about maintaining the big cap advantage for 2026? Is that a overblown thought? How does everybody feel? Don't worry about it so much.
The thing that bugs me, right, is I feel like every year we're told, oh, the next draft is going to be a really deep draft. This is the one. And then the draft comes around, this one included. It comes around, and then all of a sudden, it's not quite as deep. Next year's the big one. So they're always kicking the can on that. And I think you just got to deal with what's in front of you, and let's just deal with this one as best we can, and we can make moves closer towards next draft if and when we need to.
Yeah, I don't think next year's free agent class, when we get to the first day of free agency, is going to be all that great. Which kind of alludes back to your point there, Neill. I think most of the top guys are going to stay. I think the guys are going to be left are going to be very old and or no longer nearly as productive as they were in the past. Like De'Aaron Fox isn't going to hit free agency. I just don't see how that would happen. So you're looking at what CJ McCollum and DeAndre Ayton as your top unrestricted free agents. Like, I mean, if you're holding off on making a move for those guys, you can't justify that.
I think that you're on point, Davey. I feel like these guys, the guys that you really would have wanted to be available are not going to be. Like Jaren Jackson Jr., you would have liked him to be available. You'd like him to be a free agent in that period because that's a guy that you want to go after, but he's not going to be. You're already talking about his extension. So Charlotte's selecting now. And it's Concanopoulos. Whatever.
All right, guys, I'm logging off. Nice seeing y'all. Bye-bye.
Great.
Yeah, okay.
Great call.
Name analytics, man. I'm trying to tell y'all.
Wow, man. Wow.
It's a move. It's definitely a move.
It's a move. I think they should take
are going to be a nice offensive duo, but I don't see how they're going to be defending anybody in the NBA next year.
No.
Yeah, but the Charlotte Hornets are never a contender, so they don't care about that.
Right. That is true.
I gotta say, like it's wild that Ace Bailey has fallen this far already. Like he is. I know that he has character concerns. But that dude is a baller.
Well, he also said to the world that he didn't want to play for Charlotte.
He did.
Yeah.
So like,
smart guy.
So why would they? Why fight two dragons? You know what I mean?
I mean, if nothing else, I would have taken him just to trade him. But I understand what you're saying. Like he doesn't want to play for them, and Concanopoulos is Kneppel, whatever. He is a really solid player, and they're not gonna have any problems with him. I will say, like, I think that he does fit well with LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball will give him the ball, like, no pun intended, when he is like, in the prime position to score. And so
we're from the medical facility.
Yeah. They should have taken Trey Johnson. What a mistake, in my opinion.
That leaves Utah up next now, and I don't even know if my Linsanity run of Namealytics is going to get me to get the right pick here. I have no idea what they're going to do at all, like at all. I think if I were to guess here, I would say Colin Murray Boyles, which is a bit of a reach, but at this point, I think most people are reaches if you're not going for one of your Rutgers guys, and I don't think either of for Ace Bailey or Trey Johnson, and I don't think they need either of those two guys. So I there's a really tough spot. This is a really poorly put together team in Utah.
They don't need a big either. Like I really don't know what they need. I mean, Jeremiah Fears maybe.
That's the other guy I was looking at. Yeah,
maybe.
I could also see them going Noah Essang. I mean, just like as a stash guy, if you're like, well, we're not going to get a pick that's going to make us a playoff team this year, maybe you see his potential. I don't see his potential, but this is really a spot the Bulls could move up. I mean, this is really a spot the Bulls, if you're looking to move up and get a guy like Ace Bailey, get your guy right now. And I definitely could see it being the move here to trade back by Utah. But would that be the Bulls that would make that move? Guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
NBA Draft Room says they think that they're going to pick up Jeremy Fears, the wing from Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think they definitely need to go wing here if they want to build a long-term roster, but also I don't know if their roster is good enough to need based off. I don't think you can draft off need at this point. I think you just have to draft the best player you think is going to be an NBA contributor. If it pushes somebody off the lineup, I don't think anybody is untouchable on that team, even their best players. I mean, Lauri Markkanen's not untouchable.
No, not at all. So there was rumors at one point during the season that they were looking to move him.
Yeah, I mean, they could be moved. I mean, you could move guys down in the rotation even. I mean, yeah.
That's the case. Go ahead.
No, I was finishing up my point. You're good, man.
If that's the case, then I if it was me, I would take Kaman Maluach.
Wow.
No. He's got to go at 12.
Yes. Neill. I want him. I want Kaman Maluach so bad. I would punch a 10-year-old in the face right now if he was in front of me. If I can get him, like I would just do it.
Okay, they made their decision, but it looks things the pick's in.
Really, the pick's in for you? See, my
pick
clock's
is in already.
Yeah, my clock's still counting down. I'm behind here. Apologies, everybody.
Ooh, no, I'm joking.
At least you're not hosting. Oh, hang on.
Oh.
All right, now I see the pick is in.
There we go. The camera seems to be focusing on Ace Bailey.
Oh, that makes me sad. Sad panda.
Sad brace Bailey.
Then again, though, like, well, here's my thing. Like, I like Ace Bailey because I think that he's like, if you were to get him, I think it's a great value at this point. But I really, what I think the Bulls need is Kaman Maluach. So, like, the further he falls, the happier I am.
Yeah, it makes sense if they would take him. He's a good sized wing for sure.
They're flicking the camera between Ace Bailey and Trey Johnson.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Let's see. This is I'm really excited about this one. This is where it starts, man. This is going to decide a lot.
Yeah, this is where it gets interesting.
There's Ace Bailey.
Is it Bailey?
It is Bailey. Ace Bailey to the Jazz. Well, there you go. There's your dream, Bulls fans, of Ace Bailey going to Chicago. I find it very hard to believe that Ace Bailey would have been playing the power moves to end up in Utah. I will say that. I don't think that was what he expected when he started doing that. But here he is.
He said he didn't want to go to Utah. He publicly said he didn't want to go to Utah.
Did he?
So the Mormons forgive all, right?
Oh, yeah.
You never know. There could be a cap swap yet.
Yeah, maybe he's coming to us, and we just don't know yet.
We'll keep Sham's Twitter up to see if there's any news on that. But yeah, I mean that very well could be the case. They very well may do a draft and trade. I mean, we
True,
know NBA.
right.
This is the sport where that happens. You know, it doesn't happen in other sports, but there's lots of them. So
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
have
for-
He doesn't
Twitter rolling.
doesn't look too happy.
No, of course not. Because 4 hours ago, it was reported that Ace Bailey reportedly declined the Jazz workout before the 2025 NBA draft.
He put the hat on, man. That's always, to me, that's always the, if you see him have an internal struggle when they grab the hat, that's always like the, oh no, trouble in paradise.
Yeah.
He grabbed it, threw it on his head, taking a picture, but he's not smiling. He looks miserable, man.
He doesn't look happy at all.
I'm restarting my YouTube TV app. I feel like,
Okay, so we have the Wizards up next, right?
oh, what a team that is. Holy cow.
That's another great landing spot, isn't it?
I would retire over play with that team. Holy cow, man.
When's the last time the Wizards were good?
Michael Jordan was playing for him.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think they were still known as the Bullets back then. Yeah.
I think
No,
the
they were
last
the
time that
Wizards.
they were relevant was when Gilbert Arenas actually hit the shot to close the Bulls out in that playoff series.
That was about it. Yeah. Can I just really quickly go off on a very, very quick tangent and say that the idea of pairing Jordan Poole and Kyle Kuzma as your top two players was the most insane thing I've ever seen an NBA team do. That was, I still remember where I was when I found out they were making those moves, because how do you think that's going to work?
Yeah. Well, it doesn't.
Speechless.
Yeah, I honestly I agree with you. I think that's absolutely insane. I do want to ask you guys, bear with me on this trade proposal, because somebody recently asked me this. What if we were trading it was Jalen Smith for, you know what, I don't want to mess you guys up or mess this up. Let me look at my Twitter. It was in my messages.
If you're giving up Jalen Smith, I say do it. I'm in.
Jalen Smith's good, dude. What do you mean?
He's not. Will you stop?
His PR is at 18.7. It's pretty good.
He's a bad basketball player.
Wow. He produces,
I'm sorry.
but okay. It was Nikola Vucevic and Lonzo Ball for Kyle Kuzma and Pat Connaughton and a second-round pick.
I say no to that.
Oh, I say yes. I'd give him up for a bag of chips, to be honest.
My only genuine
it.
concern is
You
that
like it, Dad?
Kuzma just takes too many shots away from players that I want taking shots. That's the only issue I have.
Okay. You
Yeah.
like it?
No, I get that.
You like it, Pops?
100%. Do it. Ripcord time.
Okay. Yeah.
See,
I gotta
the
be
thing
honest.
is,
So
playing
this was
run and gun style. Sorry, go on, Phil.
no. Go ahead. No, you go ahead, Neil.
Just with this new run and gun style that they're trying to play, this really fast run and shoot offense, that kind of ties in with the more shooters you have, the better, right? Once you know who has the ball in their hands, which we all know that's got to be Josh Giddey, then after that point, it's all a case of whoever gets the ball needs to be able to dribble, pass, shoot. And if you've got 4 or 5 players on the floor that can do that, that makes us much more difficult to defend than we have been previously, right?
Spot on.
You just need somewhere there's got to be a dog that can slow down the opponent
Mhm.
at least one step, right, for
Mhm.
everybody else to get back. So you got to have somebody that can, right away get on the opponent's best guy and take one step away from his break.
Absolutely. And that's why it's so effective when Lonzo is healthy and on the floor, because he is that guy. He's such a great on-ball defender. He does slow the offense down and give the defense time to get back and get in position to pick up their players properly.
Which in that potential trade, it actually like he's actually the reason that why I stop and think is because like Vucevic, trade him for a bag of chips, but like Lonzo Ball being a part of it makes me like, okay, well, dang, like I really would like him to be on the perimeter guarding guys, but he has to be healthy. So I like the trade. I actually said yes to it. I pondered it. This was I don't want to get too far in the weeds here, but it was like part of like my friend Ramina referred me to these guys where he's like making potential trades for something that he's doing on his project, and he offered me this trade and I said yes. And it's because we have a hole at the 3, and I feel like Kyle Kuzma could start at 3, average 15 points a game last year, and he's a guy that would raise up from 3 or let it rain pretty frequently. And also I like Pat Connaughton. With that being all said, I would hope that Julian Phillips and Dalen Terry evolve into the players that you want them to evolve into, because what you guys are saying, that like to put somebody on a guy and limit them and lock them down. Yes, Dalen Terry and Julian Phillips don't start, but they have the most potential on our team to be those defensive stoppers. Especially Julian Phillips. The more that I've watched Julian Phillips and the more that I kind of evaluate this roster, the more that I think that Julian Phillips I have hope for him. Bless you. I have hope. I have hope for him, man. Like, he's long. He's a 3-and-D guy. If he can find more consistency as a scorer, there's not I don't think it's that crazy of a world to see him starting at the 3 next year. If he takes another step alongside the rest of the team. So, I agree with you guys. Like you in a fast-paced style, you still need somebody that's going to play defense. So that's the only thing about this trade is, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think Kyle Kuzma is known as like a plus defender.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Washington
the pick is in, by the way.
Yeah, they're picking as we speak. I'm sure I'm going
to
happen.
I can tell you who it is if you want.
Clear Trey Johnson pick.
Yeah.
I don't Johnson. See.
It is.
Is it actually Trey Johnson?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I seem to have gone slightly ahead.
Yeah, I want to find a new stream. Okay, I just seen his name come across, and that makes me sad. I'm a sad panda. I would have liked to see him fall. I would have really liked to see him fall.
Xbox really quick. For some reason, my stream, I'm on YouTube TV, which should be normal. It's like running at like 0.75 speed. I keep falling behind, even though I'm not. I can't figure out how to change it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how I'm ahead of you guys when I'm, across the pond. But there we go.
Yeah, you're like 7 hours ahead, so you actually know all the picks, don't you? No, that's a really bad joke. I'm sorry.
Time travel.
Yeah. Australia knows the whole draft already. Actually, like, won't we hit them?
Where's Troy gone?
Real quick, I want to address the comment here on the screen, because my man here, Romy, I know that icon and he's been in my comments. So, Romy, what happened to all the trades that were supposed to happen? I'd like to address you directly. They were not supposed to happen. They were rumors, my man. They were rumors, and because they didn't happen doesn't mean that we're screwed. It doesn't mean anything. It just means they didn't happen. And Ace Bailey did not fall further than we would have liked him to. He fell to 4. And we can still trade up for Kamai Maluach. He's still on the board, by the way. Or maybe we shouldn't do that. Maybe he's going to fall to 12. I don't know. I just wanted to directly address you, Romy, because you have nice things to say in my comments all the time. And I would say hold out, wait for the results. And no matter, and like I told everybody that was in my comments yesterday about the trade rumors, we're probably going to stay still, and that's fine. It just matters who we pick. And we're going to trade Vucevic. It doesn't have to be on draft night.
Correct.
And that's all.
Correct.
What is everybody's opinion while we're on that topic right there? What is everybody's opinion about draft night being the seller's market, right? And if it gets passed tonight or these next couple of nights, the likelihood of a draft executed in the seller's favor is less likely. In other words,
Yeah.
we're trying to shop some people and we need to shop them like right now.
I guess the only thing it does is it opens up what teams' needs are because you now know who and what they've picked.
Definitely.
So if a team that you were thinking you could maybe move Vooch to picks up a center, then maybe they're no longer going to be open to negotiations, that kind of way.
Yeah, great point. A lot of teams are just going to have a ton of clarity after tonight. And, some teams are going to walk in tonight with 1 or 2 needs and walk out with 0, and they're not going to be desperate to make a move. Whereas right now, if you're sitting there and you're sitting on the board, if you're the Bulls and you're like, it's Malawach or bust right now, we need a center. If you're sitting there watching this draft go on and you go, oh boy, like anytime you can go, we got to get a center, you might get desperate to make that move. But after today, I mean, you have 3 months to make, you got a couple months to make moves before the season starts. You can take your time, make sure you're not giving up too much. And also the immediacy is very important. If you need this pick, hey man, you got 3 minutes to make me an offer that says I'm going to move. And if you don't do it, I'm not giving it to you. So it kind of does make a big difference as far as how teams negotiate for sure.
Mm-hmm. What do we think of the way they're doing it this year with splitting it over 2 nights? So you got your first round tonight, and then you've got your second rounders tomorrow night.
Not a fan. Not a fan.
Is that really happening?
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I thought that I was gonna have to cut the stream short because I was like, we're only doing the first round. So the second round is tomorrow?
Yep.
See y'all tomorrow night. No, shut up.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares, man. No, here's what's going to happen tomorrow is when the Bulls make their pick in the second, if they do, they might not. When they make their pick in the second round, I'm going to get an alert on my phone and go, what? And then I'm just going to turn my phone off. And that's how that's going to go.
AK does his best work in the second round, right?
He apparently does, actually. I mean, he did get IO.
Yeah.
And do I...
That was my thing. Is like everybody really wanted to
picks in for New Orleans.
Sorry. History tells us that, that AK is not good in the top 5. Like his one pick in the top 5 was a complete bust. And yeah, my man here has a jersey that he probably wants to set on fire. And
And by the way, I don't want anybody ever say I never gave this guy a chance. This is the number 9. This is the OG.
You had high hopes.
Hey, Davey, you want to hear somebody who did give this guy a chance? I have a jersey like that signed.
Oh
my!
Well, if it means anything, I lived in
Pat?
Texas.
Yeah.
When he was a rookie, I lived in Texas, and I drove from Austin to Dallas, and I DM'd him asking if he would sign my jersey. So I almost also had a signed jersey, and then I DM'd him when I went to San Antonio as well. It was like, hey man, didn't get you in Dallas. Never checked his Instagram DMs.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry for all of you. I'm sorry for both of you guys.
It's just such a disappointment that he didn't become what he should have been.
I know. The paw.
The paw.
Now we got the claw.
He was given that name too early.
Way too early.
You listen, like never apologize for hyping up your guys. Like never apologize for being excited. Like I want to put out like, if I clip anything from the show, it's going to be never apologize for being excited for your basketball team, no matter if there is reason to have hope or not. Like that is what makes sports beautiful, man. Is having hope in the face of no hope at all. Like, what is the fun of sports if you're not going to get excited? So
I'm with you.
hold on.
Speaking of hope, Malawatch is still on the board. Jeremiah Fears was selected by the Pels.
Yeah, speaking of not having positivity,
We're getting close.
What a pick by New Orleans, man. Jeremiah Fears, I don't know, man. It doesn't make any sense to me. They have like 12 guards on their team. They have no big men. Eve Meese's going to be their only big man next year. And
Zion, dude. Zion could play all the positions.
375 pounds. Dude, I'm telling you guys, they're going to go to Atlanta early in the season, and Magic City is going to take both Zion Williamson with the Wings and Jordan Poole with the Hotties, and they're never going to leave Atlanta. They're going to stay there forever. They're not making it out. Those two will go to that club and be done forever. You know what? In honor of it, I'm switching jerseys. I'm going to the Patrick Williams jersey, y'all.
Hey, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Just gotta go here. How deep does your poor jersey selection go? I mean, do you have a Trubinsky quarterback jersey as well?
That's mean.
I have every quarter. Hold on, wait a second. I got one for you. Ready? You want to see how hype I am about my players, man?
He's got
jersey.
Yeah, no, Davey. I've been in that room, and Davey has a lot of jerseys.
Well, the funny thing is, Bill, you didn't see most of them. They're all downstairs. So ready? Here you go. I got a Caleb Williams jersey, right? Totally normal.
But he's a
I
gangster.
bought it 3 months before he got drafted. It's the wrong number.
Oh, wow.
It was before they traded for Keenan Allen. I was so sure he was going to wear number 13. I just bought the jersey. Yeah.
Is that going to be worth something, or is that's not NBA though? That's not made. It's not official gear or whatever.
But I get to flex it. I get to tell people I was on him before anybody else. That's all I get.
If you ever switches that jersey, you should make a video like where you like talk about how like you made that jersey now, and then that way, if you ever switches to it, maybe it might be worth something because like you had it. It's the first Caleb Williams number 13 jersey. I don't know.
He's going to set records in his real number, and now you've got the wrong number. It's horrible. There's nothing good about it.
I'm going to tell everyone. I clearly I was on him before anybody else because nobody else bought a 13.
I'm with you, man.
But you know what they say about number 13, right?
Yeah. To answer your question, though, Mr. 3, I do have a Mitch Trubisky jersey downstairs in the basement. I also have a Fields jersey. I have 3 Jay Cutler jerseys. And if you go really far back, I do have a Rex Grossman jersey as well.
Sexy Rexy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Neill's
to the Super Bowl. Come on.
Super
Bowl quarterback.
I'm like, every time you start talking about football, I'm like, yeah.
I know, dude. I'm so sorry. My bad.
No, that's fine. You talk away. I'll just do my own thing here.
I just had to check on Davey and see just how bad it goes for him.
There's some really bad ones. I do up in my closet over here. I have a Brooklyn Nets Joe Johnson jersey. I love ISO Joe. He's my guy. I do have a white Lakers Steve Nash jersey, number 10. And of course, I mean, Wally Zerbiak Celtics jersey. I mean, how is this not the show stealer right here? Who else has a Wally Zerbiak alternate Celtics jersey? I think
I was admiring that when you came on.
I don't even know if Wally has one of these jerseys anymore. I might be the only person on earth to have that.
That's amazing. That's a good one. 100%. Love it.
Okay, Brooklyn's on the clock.
Brooklyn.
Don't take Kama Malawatch or I will find you. I will.
You know they're going to. You know they will.
He makes a lot of sense.
This is where Malawatch goes.
Wait, Malawatch does not make sense. They have Nick Claxton.
Right.
Malawatch is, I reckon if you lose him here.
Nick Claxton's actually pretty good.
I'm going to say the same thing I said a few teams ago. They do not have a player good enough to not draft the best player available.
Mm-hmm.
Lick my nuts, Davey. Like, fucking take it. You got to back me up here. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding here. Everybody should know that I'm kidding with Davey. That's my boy.
Yes, you're all good. But no, Nick Claxton is a fine player. He is not good enough to not take the best player available. If you think it's Malawatch. Now, do they think he's the best player available? That's a completely different question. They could use a few pieces. I mean, they could use another big that's not like a Malawach type. They could use a stretch 4. There are some stretch 4s they could really reach for here. But the other thing is they have so many first round picks that you kind of sit here and go, like, what are they thinking? They might be thinking we need to get the player that we like, or they might be a little more conservative and say best player available on the consensus board because we think we can get an Asa Newell if you think he's a really good player that can fit in, or a Thomas Sorber if you think he's the guy you're really looking for to take your team to the next level. But with so many picks, there's so many options with this one in particular.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Real quick. I want to do a quick plug, like, while we're here. Everybody, there's 414 people in the chat or in this room. I want to say thank you to everybody for being here. We really appreciate it. I'm going to go through my laundry list. First and foremost, if you're a Chicago Bulls fan and you have not seen anything from C-Red UK at SEERED UK, C-Red UK, this is my man Neill that's right below me on the screen. This dude is everything that is C-Red UK. He releases Bulls videos, Bulls shorts. He is the man. I promise you, if you follow him, if you subscribe, you will not regret it. He's been on with me. He has collaborated with me. I've collaborated with him, and it's not by accident. It's because his content is amazing. I highly encourage you to check it out. Second, I would highly encourage you to check out at JAY_pro wrestling, because Just Another Year has just opened up a pro wrestling section, and we are awesome. I'm not gonna shortchange it. We are awesome. We know ball. Me and Davey have been watching wrestling for 3 decades. 3 decades. Maybe a little bit less than that because we had to grow up and everything. But going on 3 decades of watching professional wrestling, me and Davey have been. And we just opened up this channel, and it is everything that you might want from a pro wrestling content channel. It is, PLE live streams. We're doing ever evolving power rankings for the, week to week, everything like that. Recaps for events, everything, fantasy booking, whatever you want. And this Saturday, my dad and Davey, that are both to the right of me here, they are both going to be on live for Night of Champions as they cover the John Cena versus CM Punk World Heavyweight title match, as well as the other matches on the card. I highly recommend that you check them out. The only reason that I won't be there is that I will be at a bachelor's party for my best friend that I've known since I was 5 years old, and I cannot skip that as much as I would like to be there for my homies here. So please check everybody that I just mentioned out, because they are worth your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Phil. Man, you're a rock star. If you're watching this and you're not subscribed to this channel specifically, like, make sure you press that button. It's all Phil's good content. He almost forgot to give himself the advertising there.
Yeah.
That Brooklyn. Oh!
Yeah, what a pick, huh?
Yeah. You really are behind, aren't you? You're playing catch up.
I just seen it. It just popped up. Yeah, it just popped up for me.
I saw Davey's face when it came in.
I was not expecting it. Wow.
No.
Wow.
Hey,
Igor
this is
Demon.
for the Bulls, man. Bulls are in good shape right now.
We are.
Yeah, you're Demon.
It's time to get excited, Bulls fans.
1, 2, 3,
It is time to get excited.
I heard all the Igor Demon rumors from earlier on in the draft cycle.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see him as a very productive NBA player. I was not looking forward to the Bulls potentially drafting him, so I'm very excited he's gone. I'm not a big fan of his game at all going to the next level personally. I don't know if you guys are higher than I am on him.
See, you don't need him when you've already got Josh Giddey anyway, right?
Right.
He's
Absolutely.
like Josh Giddey light.
He's a Josh Giddey clone. That's the thing. Like he is a. And you know what? I don't want to say that, and people are like, well, Davey just said that he's not that good. Like, he's a Josh Giddey clone projected, because he's a playmaker. He's not a great shot maker and a great defensive player at the college level. And I want to emphasize that, because Josh Giddey is going to be a star. I'm very convinced about that. Whatever your definition of a star is, I think that he's going to average. I think it's very likely that Josh Giddey leads the NBA in assists one of these years. I'm just saying.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, I really do. I really do. If he would have averaged what he averaged after the All-Star break for a full year, I believe he would have been near the top of the list, if not at the top. So I didn't see Igor Demon for the Bulls because he was a Josh Giddey clone. And yeah, you could play 2 point forwards and you play one of them at point guard, you play one of them at small forward, but why do that when you can take someone that will give you another dimension on offense? And Josh Giddey gives you that playmaker, that elite playmaker, that 6'8" Magic Johnson type of playmaker at the one. So you didn't need him. This is a great pick for the Bulls. It's time to get excited, Bulls fans, because we've got some really good players that are falling to us.
They're
We
on the
do.
board. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm now starting to think about guys I really didn't think would be available, and not that they wouldn't for sure be available, but I'm looking at the draft board now. I'm looking at guys, and I'm like, well, wait a second now. Like I don't know if I thought that, I don't know, like I didn't know if I thought Carter Bryant was going to be available at 12, but I feel like you're a few picks away. He could be.
If Kama Malawach falls past the Raptors,
Which he makes a
Get
ton
excited.
of sense there.
get excited. Yes, that's why I say, like, if he falls past the Raptors, because he makes sense for them, but if he falls past them, it's time to start getting excited. Because I'm telling you, if we take Kama Malawach, that is the equivalent to getting Matas Buzelis at 11 last year. It's getting a guy that was top 5 all the way up leading into the draft process, and then people found a reason to not be high on him. Kama Malawach is going to be the best center that comes from this draft. I'm very convinced about that. So
AK's second move, he has to immediately Kuminga. He's got to make that happen.
if he takes Malawach,
Oh, yeah.
oh dude, I'm high on Jonathan Kuminga. We could talk about that actually. It's a Bulls thing. I'm high on him. I've watched him leading up to this, and the more I watch him, the more that I'm excited about it, because Steve Kerr asked him to sit in the corner and shoot threes, and he's much more than that. Like, this dude's 22 years old, and he was compared to Jaylen Brown coming out of college. He's 22. He's 22. Like, by the way, he's 22. Like, he has a lot of room to grow. Davey, go ahead.
Yeah, no, and we know that Acme loves buying low, especially on young guys. I mean, that's why you have Josh Giddey in Chicago right now, is he had his worst year because he wasn't playing the role that was made for him. So if they think he's going to fit this role, I definitely could see Kuminga being a Bull. Personally, I'm not as high on him as you are. I'm not a huge fan of his game, but it would make a ton of sense. He's not a guy I would hate bringing in, just not my favorite option for what they can do here.
What do you guys think, Dad? What do you think?
Oh, yeah. I was one that said to go do it. Yeah. So right away, yeah, we should pick up Kuminga. If we draft the way it's going to, looks like we are, we got to make that happen. That's a good trade for us.
Okay. Neill, what do you think?
That makes us a
yeah,
contender
I
in
don't
the East. Sorry, Neil.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Dad.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I don't hate Kuminga. I think maybe he could do quite well in the system in Chicago. But yeah, I guess it depends on what way we acquire him. I mean, if it's as some part of a Vooch trade, then that works for me.
Yeah,
I'm coming off like a Vooch hater, and I'm not. I just think his time with Chicago is up.
I'll take that heat. I'm the Vooch hater. So if any hate you're gonna send to me, you send to me. I'm the guy who hates Vooch. The softest starting center in all of basketball. Bum. I said it. That was me.
I mean, he's what, number 2 all time in Bulls double history, or is he number 1?
Is he number 2? I think. Colin Murray Boyles has gone to the Raptors.
Wow! Let's go!
We're gonna get him. I'm telling you. Oh, Jesus, I hope so.
This is crazy.
I'd make the trade right now. I'd move up to 10. It's 2 picks. You don't have to give up too much, I'm sure. I'd make the move and just make it happen right now.
Yeah, yes, 100%.
I agree.
Do it.
Because
Do it.
at this stage, you can just see it. It'll get to Portland, and it will go to Portland.
Yeah.
I'm gonna flip this chair. I'm gonna flip this chair if we get Kamamala watch. I'm gonna do it. I don't care.
Acme, if you're listening, do you hear what's at stake right now? Please, the people need it.
I'm gonna flip it. The guy downstairs makes noise all the time. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. We don't care, Roger, whatever your name is.
Yeah, whatever.
I have to try
Is
and
that his
contain
name? I never
myself
knew
because
his
everyone's
name.
asleep in my house.
I don't actually know what his name is. Dad.
No, yeah, I don't know either. I just picked a random name.
He's Asian, so I don't think it's Roger, but
You don't know.
maybe it is. Maybe it is. I can't believe this. I can't believe that Kama Maluach, we're at pick 10 and he has not been picked. I'm tingling. I'm tingling, guys.
Oh, jeez, man. On stream,
Okay.
brother?
Dude.
TMI.
Well, I didn't say I was. Never mind. I'm not going to say what I was about to say.
So
Listen,
how
man,
do we feel if Malawatch isn't there? Would we go Derek Queen, or are you not interested in Derek Queen at all?
I don't like Derek Queen personally, but I'll give him a chance. I'd give him a chance, but I'm not a huge fan.
Do you have an opinion, Pops?
Sorry, I missed that. I was over here in the chat being stupid. What was that?
I was just saying that if Malawatch doesn't fall to the Bulls, if he's picked up in one of the next two picks, would you be okay with taking Derek Queen as like a consolation?
Yeah, man. Queen just doesn't play defense, man. I'm a defensive guy.
Yes.
I have a hard time with that one.
He is a defensive guy. I can say that as my dad was my coach in football and basketball for many years, and if I didn't play defense, he was on my ass. So I have to say that. But I fully agree that I just don't look. I actually think that Derek Queen is going to be a star in the NBA. I think that he's going to be a really, really good player. I think that he's Zach Randolph. And imagine if you ask Zach Randolph to play with pace.
Oh,
Like, Zach Randolph, make sure that you hurry up and down the court and shoot quick in time, on the shot clock. Like, you're gonna not get the best of Zach Randolph in that situation. So that's why I don't think that Derek Queen is a great pick for the Bulls. Especially if Kamamala Watch is there. I swear to God, if Kamamala Watch is there and
Here's
Derek
the thing,
Queen is
though,
a
man.
choice, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to lose it live here on stream. I'm going to go crazy.
I haven't been the bearer of bad news so far, Phil, but if there's one thing that the Suns really, really need, it is a big man. And Malawatch makes the most sense to me. Now that we're here, let's talk about it. Because, we know they have Beal and Booker still. They're going to have to get rid of those guys, one of those guys at the very least. But, man, if you have those two, you have so much depth on the perimeter. To me, it makes the most sense here.
You're right.
But they might like Derek Queen, man. Derek Queen was a good player. Oh,
David's
no.
just looking out for your mental health, brother.
I was,
That's
man.
all.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're okay. Like, I'm
He's
only
pulling
going
you
to
in
flip.
off the ledge.
I'm only going to flip myself if we get to 12 and Kamamala Watch is on the board and we pass on him.
Mm-hmm.
That will be when
insane.
I lose
Shocking.
lose it.
Well, then there's something going on, right? Something's up. There's some
Yeah.
Yeah,
medical
something
thing
that sucks.
that nobody knows about, but they know, but we don't know. Something's
The
weird.
Laramie Tunsil picture is gonna pop up any second if that's the case.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You know what? If he smokes weed, I want to draft him more.
Okay, you heard it here first.
Okay.
Listen,
Someone
I
that
know.
actually properly takes care of their body.
Now here's an interesting thing to get you back in good graces, to get back in your good graces here. Is the last time the Suns had an opportunity to draft an Arizona player over somebody who was much clearly a better prospect. They did take DeAndre Ayton and made it a whole big thing, like a whole big, oh, we got our Arizona guy. Yeah, woo, go Arizona. Carter Bryant is still, I called him Thomas Bryant. Haha, I knew that was going to happen. Carter Bryant's still there. He does fit a need for them. It could happen. Carter Bryant makes a lot of sense for Phoenix.
They could say Derek Queen.
They could. They absolutely
I actually see the Suns like very much like a half-court team. So I feel like the Suns could really utilize Derek Queen. And if you're listening to this, and there's no chance they are, take him.
The good thing is that if you get past Houston, Portland definitely does not need a big. They are full of big men. They definitely need talent on the outside. They have, Avdija is their 3, but after that, not a ton.
Bomb. The Charlotte Hornets are trading center Mark Williams to the Phoenix Suns for the number 29 pick tonight and a 2029 first round pick.
Wow.
The Suns just got their big man.
Yep.
But the Hornets, what are they going to do now?
Who gives a
Shamsbob is correct. Good looking out, Neil. I didn't refresh fast enough. Wow. Interesting.
There you go. That does make things a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, as you meant, they definitely don't need a big now. That's a great pickup for Phoenix.
It means that we should have Kama Malawach in our grasps, y'all. That's what it means. Woo,
I'm gonna contain myself yet because stranger things have happened.
Yeah, I know, but but I ride the roller coaster, my man.
Yeah,
I know you do. I know.
How about I think my gut feeling now would be Carter Bryant here to Phoenix. And then I think Portland might shock people with this pick, but I could really see Portland going with Kasparis Yakajonas from Illinois.
So Malawach is gone. They've selected Malawach.
That's so tough.
It's Rockets, though, not Phoenix. It conveyed, did it?
No, it's going to Phoenix. They just, how the league works is it has to be the Rockets picked and traded.
Okay, so Rockets, from Phoenix. Okay.
What is Phoenix?
That makes no sense after that trade. It makes no sense after that trade.
I'm not as high on Malawach as Mr. Phil is, as he laments the world. What are the Suns doing, man? Why would you trade for Mark Williams to then draft Kama Malawach? They're the same. What are we thinking?
I don't know.
I'm
the Suns
frustrated
are a mess.
from a basketball fan standpoint. I'm sorry.
Suns management is, they're a disaster, aren't they?
They're awful. None of their moves make sense.
I can't have anything. I'm not allowed.
You can have Derek Queen.
Hey, look, there's still plenty on the board.
I know, Neil, but like it was right there, dude. It was right
so
there.
Close.
But see, that's why I wasn't going to get too excited before until we were on the clock.
You're right. But damn it, dude. Damn it. I'm okay. I'm overreacting, but like, oh my god, man, we were right there.
That blue hat's keeping his head cool. He's got it all together, man.
Oh, we were right there, dude. I thought we were one pick away. Like I had already counted the Suns out. I had already dismissed them, so that's why it hit harder than screw off. Damn it.
That's a pretty solid few minutes for the Suns at the 5, though, right?
Yeah, there's no worry about them getting their minutes there, man. They are set for a long time. Man, it's so
Where's
for a
that
team
case?
that has so little draft capital. They gave up so much draft capital for 2 centers.
Crazy.
James Jones masterclass.
All right. Okay. I've got to get over the Malawach thing because I was really hoping we'd get him. Anyway,
Yeah, you.
All right,
and me
where are
both,
we at now,
buddy.
guys? Who's our guy?
Regroup.
Oh, let's hear it. Is it Derek Queen or do you want somebody else?
I
Thomas
prefer
Horber.
Asa Newell and Derek Queen, I think.
Thomas Horber.
Or Cedric Coward. Or actually, I'd take Saw. At least he got defense from Sorba.
I like him.
I'm gonna be honest. Like I'm overreacting about Malawatch because he was the number one guy on my big board. He was the number one guy, but I like a lot of big guys in this draft. I really do. I think that there's a lot of potential in a lot of the big guys in this draft. And in order, I like Sorber. I like Rashir Fleming a lot. I like Danny. Look, Ryan Kalkbrenner. I think 12 is too rich for him, but I think that if you're looking for rim protection, that's a guy that blocked 3 shots a game in the Big East, and he's a 4th time in a row Defensive Player of the Year in the Big East. I like him. I also like Maxime Reynaud a lot. I know Neill likes him a lot too.
Yeah, I do.
I like. There's more here. I like Danny Wolf. I like Danny Wolf. He's very well-rounded. I think I like him less than these other guys that I'm naming. Asa Newell, I like him a lot, but I'd like him more at power forward, and then I'd like to get a center alongside of him and move Matas to the 3. Same with Rashir Fleming, actually. So yeah, I think that about does it for the guys that I do think are going to be good NBA players.
Okay. Wow. You're pretty high in the draft class then altogether. I definitely like that.
Yes, I am.
Phil, I'll say this. I won't sit here and pretend. Phil is the draft expert of the two of us. He's done a lot of research. He has a really, really good video that isn't as relevant anymore now. But man, he put a really good video on this channel that you need to go watch, going over a bunch of the top prospects for this pick. So you hear all of his insight on all the guys drafted tonight there. But I wouldn't mind a trade at this point. I think you have to at least be open to that.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, okay. Another Shams bomb. The Portland Trail Blazers have selected Cedric Coward at number 11, and they've traded him to the Memphis Grizzlies.
Wow.
What?
Wow. What is happening in the NBA, everybody?
Yeah, what did they gain for that one?
The Grizzlies traded up for Cedric Coward?
Yeah, the bomb says the Portland Trail Blazers are trading Cedric Coward at number 11 to the Memphis Grizzlies. Sources said. And that's from Shams. So,
wow. Very interesting. Okay.
Well, listen, guys, all of the big men are on the table. Listen, I want to address a couple of the comments here. Acme had their chance. I did they? I guess they could have traded up, but I don't. But what are you giving up to trade up? Everybody says things like this. Oh, they could have traded up. Okay, what was the price? Because everybody says things like this, but if the price was Kobe White, how many of you would have been like, that was awful? You know what I mean? To move up a couple spots. So, we didn't have our chance. Kama Malawatch did not fall to us. If we pass on all these guys, if we take somebody I don't know, if we take the freaking point guard from Illinois, if we take him, I'll lose my mind. I will lose it right here on the channel because we don't need him.
I wouldn't be shocked, though.
Is he a good player? Yes. But we have Josh freaking Giddey, dude. So, Henry Gregory says it's got to be Essengay here. I'm fine with Essengay as well. I'm just not as high on him as other guys in this draft. So
I don't like Essengay. I'm not gonna lie.
What did I say to you earlier on today, Phil, on the Discord?
You.
What did I say?
You called
What
that.
did I say?
You said KJ.
Yep. Lithuanian local guy. It's going to be KJ.
I think so. My pick, if I were to guess right now, it would be him. Yeah.
Yeah. Kasparas Yakuchonis. Isn't that how you say it?
It's close. It's better than I could have done, man.
I can't say it.
Yeah, KJ works.
Oh my
telling you,
god.
My
God.
I think my
Neil's
favorite
put a lot
move
of
here would be
time
trade back.
into studies as well, for sure.
Yeah, trust what Neil says. But I think Neil said that not because of how he evaluated him, but because of AK.
Yeah.
What about Behringer?
Exactly. He
We're
has
not,
AK written all over him. Behringer is an interesting enough prospect as well, but again, I think he's another player that's too rich for 12.
Yeah,
I would agree with that.
but he's been sneaking up there. I mean, this week he's picked up even more steam than any kind of previous talk. In fact, Phil, you just had him in your last video, right?
Who's that?
Behringer.
Yeah. Yes.
How do you pronounce that? Is it Behringer?
I like him a lot. I actually do like him a lot. I don't love him at 12.
At 12,
but,
right?
But he's a guy that just started playing basketball 3 years ago. So for him to be this high in the draft process is a testament to how much potential that he has. He's a really high energy guy. He's a great pick and roll guy. He's a great rim runner and a great rim protector. He led his league in blocks per game. The only thing with selecting him is that you have to give him time. Like, there's a very, very real world where we trade Vucevic for whatever, and then he sits behind Zach Collins while he learns. Yeah. But we're not looking to win next year, like not win a championship. So I do like Joe. Like, I think his name is Juan Behringer from like a pronunciation standpoint. I would be stoked for that. I'm not gonna lie, because I think that he has a lot of potential. And I could see the vision with him fitting alongside Josh Giddey. You just have to give him time.
The details are into that move for the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies are sending the number 16, a 2028 first-round pick via Orlando, and 2 seconds to Portland for Cedric Coward. And the Bulls are on the clock, guys.
Bulls are on the clock. Bang.
I can't believe this. If you guys get the pick, please spoil it. I don't care. Because I want to be online with our comments. If you see them coming up to announce it, please tell me. I'm confused on the Suns too. Part of me wonders if. Sorry, excuse me. Part of me wonders if Malawach is on the move. It's one of those picks that sometimes makes me wonder, like, ooh, like they worked something out with somebody, or they're in the works with talking with somebody. I'm not saying the Bulls either, and they made the pick because they think that they're going to trade him. So don't count the chickens before they're fully hatched. Like, anything can happen still. In terms of that, because to get Mark Williams and then select Kama Malawach, that very much makes me think that like a team has already agreed preliminarily to trade up for Kama Malawach. So, just saying.
No, I think that makes a ton of sense. Yeah, I mean, it could be the Bulls for sure. There's no way around that. But yeah, I mean, I definitely can see them. Again, it just doesn't. But they've just.
Okay. Casey Johnson has just tweeted Noah Asenge per sources.
Oh,
okay. I can vibe with it, but man, it's not a center though.
Do you know, he's been playing really, really well in his playoffs in France, but it's not where I wanted it to go. Let's put it that way.
No, I'll go. Let's go ahead, Phil.
No, you first.
Please. Dude, man, to me, it's just like, dude, we see guys like this every year in the draft, and they never work out. What is Bilal Coulibaly doing right now in the NBA? Is he a superstar player after? Does he look like he's going to be a superstar player?
Who?
Exactly.
Asenge.
No, man. I just every year we get these very like mysterious European, 6'6" to 6'10" athletic guys that you're like, man, if they could put it all together, then they might turn into something. None of them have done it yet. Not one of them have done it.
I'm
underwhelmed.
I agree with that. NBA Draft.net, who I've used multiple times this year. Here's what NBA Draft.net has on Noah Essenguy. Okay, so athletic. This is his strengths. Athletic and physically gifted combo forward with versatile defender upside, standing 6'9" with a long frame. He's a fluid mover for his size, good feet and body control, particularly in transition or switching scenarios on defense, which that would fit Billy Donovan's scheme as far as switching. Defensively, he shows promise as a multi-positional stopper, mobile enough to hedge and recover and switch on the wings, while strong enough to hold his own on the inside. Active hands and strong instincts to have consistent steals and deflections, averaging 2 steals per 36 minutes during feeble play, blah, blah, blah. Defensive upside with good timing and lateral quickness. Offensively, he thrives as a cutter, a transition finisher, and a straight line driver. I will say, like, to fit with Josh Giddey, his offensive strengths, according to NBA Draft.net, makes sense. Because as a cutter and a transition finisher, that is kind of what you would hope would be with Josh Giddey. Possesses good body control. Come on, man. These ads are crazy. Possesses good body control and physically in the paint. Physicality in the paint. Shows sign of a developing turnaround jumper and short floater. Has worked with shooting coaches like Adam Harrington, and who has helped him smooth out his shooting stroke. I won't go through all of this.
Yeah. It doesn't do much for me, man. I'm not gonna lie.
His outlook says he's known for his team-first approach. Essenguy continues to gain exposure through international play in professional minutes in one of Europe's most competitive systems. Noah projects as a high-energy forward who can carve out a role at the NBA level as a defensive asset, rebounder, and a hustle guy. His athletic tools, effort, and positional versatility give him a solid floor as a role player, especially in a switch-heavy defensive system. To elevate his long-term ceiling, continued development of his outside shot, and overall offensive confidence will be critical.
Yeah, it doesn't do much for me. I do want to jump in big trade just happened with the next pick, though, because the Hawks traded 13 to the Pelicans, and the Pelicans are giving up number 23 and an unprotected 2026 first-round pick, which might be their own, and they're awful. That's an insane trade by New Orleans. That is shocking. Or no, it's New Orleans and Milwaukee. So I guess Shams is saying most favorable, meaning like they'll give up whichever one they prefer to Atlanta. I assume there's no way they give up their first round pick for this. I would assume. But yeah, man. Noah, man, Bilal Coulibaly, Sekou Doumbia, Killian Hayes. He just matches that build to me too much, man. I heard those guys with that pick there.
Yeah.
What do you think, Neill?
Like I said, I'm underwhelmed. I mean, we put out a video on Noah Essenguy, and
yeah,
he would have been one of the ones that I was least interested in of all the ones that we did a deep dive on Serie GK. And yeah, I mean, he was also quite hard to get too much information and footage about because he was playing in Europe, and the information and the footage just wasn't there as much for him. So maybe he could be an interesting surprise. But look, he's a Bull now, so I'm going to get behind him, and hopefully we'll see something that we like. But yeah, I'm not exactly doing cartwheels over here.
What do you think, Pops?
Yeah, I'm with Neill. I saw that episode.
Yeah,
where he
so did
was
I.
reviewed. So yeah, so yeah, it's kind of TBD, right? I mean, there's just it's kind of one of these secret Chicago Bulls club. Got to be in the deep state to know what it's all about. I don't know.
Yeah, man, it's rough for me. Like it's one of those things where like I wish I could be in the room, because if I could at least know that Kama Maluach was like they were like ready to take him, and then it didn't happen, and they had to move on to their next plan, I would feel a little bit better. I know that's like kind of a cop out, but like you know what? Who knows, man? Like,
well, then you're still what you're still saying. I'm sorry, Phil, but what you're saying there is that you could be saying two things. You tell me which one. Are you saying that they had no plan after their first guy and they were surprised and knee jerked, or they know something about this guy that we don't? Right.
I would take door two. I don't think that they knee jerked here. I really don't, because I think that there was a lot of fire to this. Like, Casey Johnson talked about Noah Essengay yesterday on his so it's not a surprise. Like, so from that perspective, I feel it's hard. I'm going to keep it real. Like, I'm not excited. At the same time, I'm not surprised. I knew no Essengay or Essengay. I'm gonna have to figure out how you say that, but like, was on the table. And at the same time, like, I'm also like a big fan of let it play out, right? So I don't want to damn it to hell right now. Even though I'm underwhelmed, right? I want to see it. I want to see him play in the NBA, and then I will go from there. With that being said, God, I wish that Kama Maluach would have fell.
So close.
It's like, if we would have passed on him to select this guy, I would have lost my mind. I would have probably would have been good for content. Would have literally gone off the rails. But that didn't happen. And at this point, it's like, okay, I want to see him. I will say this guy had a great habit of being able to get to the line. In the league that he was in, like, what was Neill? Do you know like how many times he got to the line in that one game? It was like one game where he got to the line a lot.
I don't have the exact figure on it. No.
He according to NBA.com, he took 290 free throws last year and 272 point attempts. So he gets to the line a lot.
Yeah.
So that if you're looking for something that he is elite at or better than prospects at, he knows how to get to the line, and you have to consider that overseas it's way harder to get to the line than it is in the NBA. Like, in the NBA, like, a butterfly touches you and you get to the line. So
this guy's got quick feet. Is that?
Yes. Yeah. He does.
Yes.
He's averaging 5.8 free throw attempts per game.
And that's a lot overseas, because like they play a much more physical game than we do. So
yeah.
Well, I like the sound of that. What, if I remember correctly, the big thing was the unwillingness in the C-Red UK review, the unwillingness to have a project, that he was not very polished.
Yes, exactly. And that's the fear, isn't it? You want somebody who can come in and fit a role straight away, or at least as close to that as you can possibly get, especially with a team that is mid and doesn't want to pick a direction either way. So it's going to be kind of, for me anyway, it's the kind of player that's going to keep us mid for this season anyway.
Yeah.
Good way to put it. Very good way to put it. Doesn't make a difference either direction.
Doesn't move the needle enough for me.
No.
No. And the opportunities now, right? I mean, that's the thing. I mean, at least from the current vantage point, I mean, things shift, in the offseason a tad, but right now we see the East as obtainable.
Yes. Yes. I think that our hopes should continue to lie on Josh Giddey and Matas Buzelis. I know that's not exciting for people on draft night. I understand that. But at the same time, I believe in the 15-6 ending to the season. Like, those teams are trying to win. There's a very real chance that this guy ends up being the long-term answer at the 3 versus what we had before, right? Like, we were starting guys that were not small forwards. So from that perspective, I again ask like people to let it play out before you go off the deep end. I see a lot of Derek Queen stuff here. Guys, Derek Queen didn't fit our team.
He doesn't fit an NBA. He's not an NBA. I mean, he doesn't fit NBA style of play. You've been spot on about that all night, Phil.
Mm-hmm.
Thank
Well,
you.
he's been selected by the Hawks.
Yes. And even that, like, it's like Trae Young fitting alongside him. I don't see it. Like, Derek Queen is going to be good, but at the end of the day, like, you want him to fit the style of your team. And Derek Queen did not fit our style. Like, he is a half court, slow the pace down, throws him in the post. He's another DeMar DeRozan. And I get it. If you're a DeMar fan, I understand. But, like, I'm not personally a fan of a guy that's going to take up more than half of the shot clock to get his shot. So I mean, he was 10 on my big board. I've never been big on Derek Queen. I'm not going to pretend that I've been big on Noah Essen guy. But, guys, you have to understand, like, Derek Queen doesn't fit our team. Like, I know that he's going to be a good player. But please understand, like, did you want him to limit everybody else on our team? Because that's what he would have done, in my opinion. Do you want him to limit Kobe White? Do you want him to limit Josh Giddey? Do you want him to limit Matas Buzelis? Because we play a fast-paced style of basketball, and that's what they say that Noah Essen guy represents, is that he can finish in transition. So you have to. I'm not saying that you have to buy it all the way, but you have to understand, like, for Derek Queen specifically, he wasn't going to fit the style that we're trying to play, and that's just it. So,
No, spot on, Phil.
I agree. And the Spurs have selected
Carter Bryant.
Carter Bryant.
it's just
Carter Bryant.
such a Spurs pick.
Really is a Spurs pick, man. They are. I'm telling you, man. I think right now, if I was a betting man, I think they'll be the 1 or 2 seed in the West this year. The only thing that stops that is, I think, a Wemby injury. But I really like what they're doing right now. And of course, when you get Victor Wembanyama, it's a lot easier to be aggressive and go after all these guys, especially when you have them on this rookie deal for these next few years. But kudos to them for doing it. A lot of teams might still not make the moves they've made and not been as aggressive, and they've been very aggressive. So kudos to them. Hats off to them. They're going to be a real problem in the West. I really like them versus OKC for a very long time in the Western Conference. There, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep, I think San Antonio, man, they just continue to do it. I'm actually like somewhat surprised that they didn't get Cooper Flag in this draft.
Brother, they were close.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, they were.
It felt
That would have just been crazy.
like I did like now in my rebuild series where I put on the fantasy GM hat. I'm doing fantasy mock drafts now where I take someone with the pick that we had. I guess now I'm just going to have no Essengay, so that's not going to happen anymore. But they in that first one that I did, the Mavericks took Dylan Harper, and to think about Cooper Flag with Victor Wembanyama, it's not fair, man.
No, that'd be insane. I'm happy. If the league was really rigging that draft lottery, it would have been to the Spurs. That would have been an insane pairing of those two. My goodness. But I do have some things I need to work on because I have some content coming for just another year Chicago Cubs tomorrow that you can check out if you're a Cubs fan while you're watching all this Bull stuff. You might also like the Cubs. So I am going to bow out for the rest of the evening, guys. But it was such a wonderful time seeing you all. I'm found on Twitter at Davey.17. If give me a follow there, I'll be happy to follow back to anybody I'm not following to that's in the stream right here. Give us a look at Professionally Profane. Give us a follow there on our website and on Twitter there. But I really appreciate y'all having me on tonight. Thank you so much. And hopefully we have some good news of some big trades coming soon or a really good second round pick, y'all.
100%.
Sounds good.
Good chatting,
guys.
Davey.
See you later,
Go
Dave.
fuck yourself. No, I'm
Be
just
red,
kidding.
buddy.
I'm just kidding. Wow, he just logged off from that.
He took it and went.
He knows I'm going to text him about that, but just kidding.
I can't believe he bowed out before me. It's like nearly 3 o'clock in the morning here.
Davey's awesome, but Neill, do you have to go as well? Because that guy, I know that you might have to.
I am. I will duck out as well. But it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for having me on. I've really enjoyed it. And you can find me or check me out at C-Red UK. You'll see all our stuff there and on the YouTube channel. And there is a video on Noah Senge if you want to go and check that out as well.
There is, and now just just believe a little more. Like I'm just bullshitting, but sorry, excuse my language, but yeah, absolutely go check out C-Red UK. Like everything they've done for this draft has been amazing, and Neill and everything he's doing for that channel is awesome. If you're a superhero fan, he's been doing a series called "What If the Chicago Bulls Were Superheroes," and it's really fun.
It is good.
Yeah, really fun. He even has images of these players and what they would be if they were superheroes. So, highly recommend it. Anybody that's watching, please go check out C-Red UK because they are awesome, dude, and they deserve more eyes on their product. So,
100%.
Thank you. I appreciate that so much. Listen, guys, take care. Enjoy the rest of the draft, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks for the chat, man.
Take it easy,
Good
brother.
to see you.
And then there were two.
Then there were two.
But hey, there's not just two. There's 620 people in this chat right now, and I want to say thank you to everybody for being here. If you're a Bulls fan, I know that you might be a little bit bummed out right now, but listen, let the man play. He's an overseas player. Let the man play here and show what he's got before we trash him, right? Because I firmly believe that how we treat a player does matter. Like, these players are normally, like, you want to say that they shouldn't be looking at social media. Like, it's easy for you to say. Like, a lot of these guys are looking at social media. So, Bulls fans, I call on you to be positive and to give this man grace, and don't freak him out before he even takes the court for us, man. Like, be positive, be supportive, and if he's not good, you could do your thing then. But for now, I call on you to be positive, guys. I call on my followers, my fans, to be positive because that's what we do on this channel. We're positive. We're optimistic. We love the Bulls, and we want this guy to be great, right? So we're, just keep that in mind.
100%. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I'm definitely curious. I guess if the unknown gives you a little bit of hope, I guess. So we'll see. We'll see.
I mean, so Uncle Kevin just texted me, and he says he likes it.
Yeah, good. Well, Uncle Kevin, he definitely does his homework, so he's probably he's probably onto something there. I can't say that I've done any kind of research. I'm leaning on Neill for that for sure. In that episode on C-Red UK, where
I think Matt actually reviewed him, and so
Matt was the one that dug in. Yeah, and Matt has a more of a glass half empty
a pessimistic
approach, and Neill was the glass half full guy. So
yes,
yeah,
100%, man.
Uncle Kevin's the glass half full guy. So
yes,
for sure.
Yes, absolutely, man. And he wasn't on here, but Matt stepped away from C-Red UK. I want to make it clear to everybody here that we love Matt, and we appreciate everything that he did for the Chicago Bulls, all of the content that he did for the Chicago Bulls. And at this point, like, I want to hear from you guys. Like, there's 647 people in here. So, like, talk to us, man. Tell me how you're feeling, and we'll talk about it. But I think me and Dad are on the same wavelength where we're, I guess, underwhelmed is the word, man. Is that the word? I think that's the word. I don't know, man.
My guess is AK and his scouts feel that this kid's style of play fits what they're shooting for. Probably has a lot of high energy. It's promising that the whole discussion on penalties, obviously, his footwork inside must be really it must be unique. So we'll see. So I'm curious. I'm really curious on seeing this kid play.
Absolutely, man.
Sorber went to OKC, man. Rich get richer.
Ain't that the truth, man? Ain't that the damn truth?
Is Caruso a 1-year contract there, or is he?
He resigned.
Is he up, or is he resigned
for a big contract? 1 sec.
Their defense is going to be better.
Yeah, he resigned for a big deal. 4-year, $81 million. So he's making $20 million on average.
It's a good dollar for Caruso.
It's a lot, but like that's also why like the Bulls fans lament very heavily over what we could have been with Caruso. It's like, listen, guys, we weren't going to re-sign him for $20 million a year. Like, why? Like, he doesn't fit the timeline. Like, he's not. By the time he's done with that 4-year contract, he's going to be like in his mid-30s, and it's like that's not what we are looking for at this time.
Right.
But I'm reading some positive posts on X. So yeah, I mean, honestly, Noah Essenguy is not. It's not out of nowhere pick. Like, this isn't a guy that like we chose and nobody thought that he was going to go this high. Like, Noah Essenguy has been in this range. He has been very, very highly speculated in this range. My question is, what are we going to do at center? Like, what are we gonna do at center? Like,
So it
I thought
feels
that-
like, yeah.
No,
So
go
are they
ahead.
going to ride Vooch's contract out then? You know what I mean? And if anybody, if there's any trading done, it's a guard. You know,
yeah.
it's Kobe or IU, whatever, somebody like that.
Preston just messaged me.
What do you say?
Hold on. For everyone, Preston is a younger member of my family. By younger, I mean he's like, yeah, he is a basketball player. He's a baller.
Mm-hmm.
Says, what do you think of this guy, this Noah guy? I wanted Malawach, but if we didn't get him, and we didn't, I wanted Danny Wolf out of Michigan. I made a kind of pros and cons list to the guy we picked up. I'm gonna tell him to give it to me. Where are we at in the draft? Are you watching it right now?
Mm-mm. No, I lost the stream. I was trying to get it back, but never could.
I can send it to you if you want.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Where do you want it, in your email?
Yeah, that's fine.
Everybody in the comments, talk to me. Talk to me, man. 659 people here. I appreciate all of you tuning in. And we're here to be optimistic. We're here to be positive about what we did. And I know that Noah Essenguy is not the player that we all maybe hoped for, but Kama Malawach was gone. And we got to deal with what we got. So let's be optimistic about it.
So let's pretend the number 12 draft pick makes a starting lineup. Who's on the floor with him? Giddey, Montaz, who else? Who's where? What's the lineup?
With Essenguy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had Giddey, Kobe, Essenguy, Matas, and then we have our center, which I guess for now is Vucevic. So like that's our starting five. I mean, I actually don't think that Essenguy is going to start at first. I think that it's very likely that
It's a project.
yes. Like I think it's very likely that Lonzo, I'd really like to see Lonzo start. If he's healthy, obviously. But I really like Lonzo alongside Giddey and Kobe. Because I think that he makes the right plays at all times. And I think that he gets the guys passes in scoring position. And so
To me, I was kind of disappointed in Lonzo this year, and I'm sure it's not his fault. It felt like he was coming back, and then he really didn't. And it was just like he was pretty much a non-factor. So for all this talk about trading him after investing in all that time in rehab and makes no sense to me. Like closing the circle with him properly feels like he contributes in some meaningful way before he hits the door. So I don't know if that's really going to come to fruition, but that's how Lonzo Ball feels to me. So either we're getting something good in a trade for him as return on investment. In other words, we did right by him. So how does the Bulls how does the universe pay the Bulls back for doing right by Lonzo Ball?
Yeah, that's the big thing. Is like, are we going to reap the rewards from re-signing Lonzo Ball? And I think that his contract does lend itself to that. Like, he's getting $10 million a year, which is very cheap for Lonzo Ball. Like,
Sure.
for the quality of his play, when he's on the court. But at the same time, He's got to be on the court.
Well, that's it.
Yeah, so it's tough with Lonzo. Like, he's a great part of any trade scenarios. He's a really great part of any trade like offers. But when it comes to his long-term future here, I just don't see it. I really don't see it. But that's the tough thing about tonight, man. I would have really, really loved to get Kama Maluach, and then the players that we had left over on the roster, like, I could have done the mental gymnastics to get to us being really good, because in that potential lineup we have Giddey, Kobe, let's say Lonzo Ball, right? Because Lonzo Ball is really long, he's really tall. He could play the three. He really can. And then you have Matas, and then you have Kama Maluach, right? You could have seen, and then you have Werther off the bench, as well as Io DeSumo. That's another guy. Like, you could have had him starting at the three. But now with Noah, I mean, it's tough to say, man. It's tough to say. Like, oh, Yang to Portland. Wait, on my screen it says Yang to the Grizzlies. Did they trade for him? Love to know. Like, what do you know what, Dad? While I have you here, I'd love to know what you think about Giddey. Talk to me about Josh Giddey.
Josh Giddey?
Yeah, talk to me about him. Yeah, talk to me about what you think he could be.
Well, I like his creativity. Definitely like his composure. He's definitely doesn't. The moment doesn't overwhelm him, so he's not. That's not going to be a problem. So, him and Montas both impressed me in that way. Versus Kobe, that's what everybody talks about. Kobe. It's like in the moment, where are you? And if you're not going to be there, then it was sort of like Levine was that way sometimes too, right?
100%.
So yeah, I mean, I like that. I'd rather go with guys that's not a factor, and that's the foundation, right? That's foundational trade, that you don't have to worry about that all of a sudden when the lights get bright, they go dim, right? So
I had to bring it up.
Yeah, the Bachelor.
Dad,
Bachelor wants to talk about the Heat.
Let me sick you on.
He let Butler get away, man. Come on. What are you going to do without Jimmy?
Dad, get him. Get him. Get him.
I mean, it's that's what happens when senility closes in on the advanced age administration and the Heat, right? Everybody's way past retirement. So I guess the Bulls have a little bit of that going on at the top, but I don't know.
Yeah,
some younger minds in that franchise.
Yeah, I yeah, I'm you know what, Jake, I'm here to not take any of your crap. Jake, the Heat suck. All right. You know what? Hey, Bulls fans in here. We got 678 people in here. This is my good friend Jacob. I say good friend. He's my best friend. I've known him since I was 5 years old. But this guy is a fair weather fan. No, I'm just kidding. He's not a fair weather fan, but he's been a Heat and a Patriots fan. So please, can I get comments? Please comment and tell this dude that his fandom sucks. And you know what? It's his bachelor's party this weekend. I'm going to be attending his bachelor's party this weekend. So I want to know, I want you guys all to tell me how this dude needs to find a new team to root for. And if you don't, that's fine. But like I at least had to sick the dogs on this dude because he gets to brag on me all day. He gets to brag about how his Heat are better than the Bulls all day long. So like I would love it if I had some backup from all of you. So, you know, if you want to, that's great. If you don't, I understand. But Jake, screw you, dude.
Jacob is just George Bailey, right? He was born in Chicago and right away went and got a traveling suitcase when he was in grade school and was ready to move.
Yeah, man. Like he's never supported his local team ever in his life, actually. So I'm still looking at Yang Hansen as the Grizzlies pick. Like I feel like I'm behind here.
Send me that link, brother.
Damn, the Wolves took Behringer at 17. That's a great pick for the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm not gonna lie.
Timberwolves need a spark.
So that was the pick after Hansen Yang here. So the last three picks were all centers. All centers that I liked for the Bulls. Maybe not Yang. I wasn't a big Yang guy. But Thomas Sorber, Hansen Yang, and Juan Behringer, 1, 2, 3, for picks 15 through 17. The Spurs took Carter Bryant. I mean, overall, I will say, like, okay, the Bulls took Noah Essenguy. This is the review from CBS Sports. This is an upside swing, which is more than justifiable at this point in the draft. He's one of the youngest players in the draft and one of the best athletes in the draft. With his best coverage and with his court coverage and leaping ability. Sorry, very small font. There we go. He was playing pro in Germany and was impactful about the high level of international play. There was a lot to be encouraged about, but he has a lot to refine his game and add muscle mass to his frame. There's a lot of untapped upside on the defensive end and offensively, but he has a knack for finding ways to score and getting to the free throw line. They gave it a B. Bulls need to trade back into the first. I mean, I would love that. I'd love that personally. Like, what are you giving up? What are you giving up to trade back into the first?
Is that where Vooch comes into play?
It could. Very much could.
What centers are left that we're interested in?
I like Ryan Kalkbrenner a lot. I really like Ryan Kalkbrenner. I like Rasheer Fleming is still there. He's not really a center, but he's 6'9" with 7'5" wingspan. So yes, he's short, but he's got incredible wingspan. That's true. Oh, you know what? Here we go. Danny Wolf and Maxime Reynaud. Maxime Reynaud I covered. He's a center from Stanford. He averaged 20 and 10 last year. He's got a lot of potential. I like him a lot. And then Danny Wolf, is probably the most well-rounded center in the draft. He averaged 3.5 assists a game at Michigan last year, and he's really solid. Like, I wouldn't mind trading back into the first for him. It just depends on what you're giving up for that. I feel like I'm gonna ask on X, like, someone to give me a better stream, because are you watching on actual cable? Or are you watching a stream?
Yeah, I was trying to pick it up on Apple, but it wasn't. I don't know why. Sometimes I'm in a weird zip, dude. I get punished in my zip code here in Indiana for the Bulls market, specifically. It's like they're targeting us. I don't really understand all of that and why that's necessary. Because even if you, I guess maybe it's to push the ticket product, maybe. I'm not sure. But it's just strange to me that some things in the market can be available in some zip codes in Indiana and not in others.
I agree with that.
So I'm not sure.
So Romy, I'm surprised you like Kalkbrenner, because I'm only surprised because I know that you've given me some stuff. You haven't always liked my content. So are you a Kalkbrenner fan? Because I'm definitely a Kalkbrenner fan, 100%. I think he's a second rounder. I don't think that he falls that low. I would like him to. I really do. I would love that. I'd love if he fell to the second round. It feels like at this point, like, that's very likely. Like, there's a lot of guys that I really enjoy that it feels like are going to fall. All right, man. Let's see. I love the pick by Minnesota, by the way. It gets Juan Behringer. I think he's a great fit for them.
Yeah.
He's a lot of potential, man.
I agree.
He could really do a great job. Like, they have Rudy Gobert, who you might resign, but like Juan Behringer is Rudy Gobert, but like with a lot, like with longevity. Like, I don't know if he'll ever be as good as Rudy Gobert, but Giannis Cohen Niederhauser, second rounder. I'll have to look him up, man.
So the draft room gave Bulls kudos on the pick.
What did they say? Do you know?
Noah goes right in the middle of this draft range and is really nice pick for the Bulls. He's going to take some time, but he's got unique size, athleticism, and has a chance to be really good. I like what the Bulls are building, and adding this type of high energy big forward is a really nice move.
Like I said, like he has potential. Like, he was mocked around this range, so it's not that crazy. It's really not.
Right. So riddle me this. So there's a lot of talk about Behringer being picked too high at 12, and he ends up being picked at 17.
Yeah.
Is it so when I think about that in NFL terms, and maybe it's my ignorance of NBA draft and salary, that's an equivalent. It's almost equivalent, right? In the football world, salary wise, I know there's some subtle stair stepping going on there between each number, but overall, it's kind of the same. That landing zone between 10 and 20 is like considered a similar tier. So is it really that different of a tier moving from 12 to 17 to make it justifiable to draft Behringer at 17 versus 12?
I don't think it's that. No, I really don't. I feel like when you're in double digits, like my opinion is that like you take a guy that's going to fit your team and is going to fit your long term vision. Like if you think he's going to have potential, then I think you take him. I don't see the big difference between taking someone at 12 and taking someone at 17. Although draft experts will tell you different. Like they will very much tell you different. Yeah, I mean, like Romy said here, I've seen Noah mocked as high as 9. So at the end of the day, like if they're a talent,
No one's saying this guy's going too high. No one's
No.
saying that. No one's saying, there was a comment on one of these guards earlier in the draft that he was too small, but no comments like that on this guy.
no.
What happens to P. Will now, right? Does this guy push P. Will, or is P. Will out the door?
Well, he's not out the door because we paid him. Like he's got a 4-year.
Yeah.
He's got 4 more years on his deal at $18 million on average. So whether or not he sits on the bench and does nothing is another question. Like, does this guy limit his minutes? Quite possibly. Quite possibly. I think this is a.
What you hope is that since he's a development, that he, although he's developing, he creates competition and P will gets motivated, because a lot of the sentiment is that he won't realize his potential till he changes jerseys. So if we're going to ride that contract out for the length that we signed him, then we got to find a way to move this kid and make him play to his potential.
Agreed. Chad, I mean, talk to me, man. If any of you have opinions on Noah Essenguy, I would love to know. But I would agree that like this is a pick that you'd like to challenge Patrick Williams. You'd like him to, make him work harder. But at the same time, it's like,
it's a mystery on what motivates that kid, right?
Yeah.
When the team changed over, he picked up, and it felt like he saw his moment, right? But then it faded as quick as it came.
Yep.
I don't
know. Ooh, so Washington apparently took Walter Clayton Jr. That's a pick. That's a Washington pick. I haven't heard anything about this guy. Not a thing. And you still have This is when you still have the point guard from Illinois on the block. Like you still have damn, what's his name? Oh my God, Google is so annoying right now. Okay, Kasparis, Jack Jonas. Yeah, I don't. He's still on the board though, and he was slated to be taken much higher than what we're at right now. Like for Kasparis Jonas to not be taken yet is quite a development, especially for someone like Walter Clayton Jr. to be taken over him. Oh, and then the Brooklyn Nets took Nolan Traore from France. Wow.
Never heard of him. Do you know him?
No, never heard of this guy. No. If I'm being honest, I really don't think that the Bulls are gonna. It's hard to believe that the Bulls are gonna trade back in, man. It really is. If they did, like, who would they trade with, and like, what would they want?
Yeah,
I'm looking at the rest of it.
I was just looking through the list of who's left here.
There's really not, when the Suns are at 20, there's really not another team on the board that would want Nikola Vucevic.
Yeah, that's what I was noticing.
Maybe the Celtics.
No, man. It feels like the Celtics are rebooting.
Which is crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like, what is going on with the Boston Celtics? Like, they got eliminated early last year, but like it felt like a freak thing because they weren't healthy.
Right.
And then they decided to hit the reset button. Like, in a weak Eastern Conference, like, why wouldn't you run it back?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, injuries are going past next year, right?
Yeah.
So they're not going to be healthy to start this next season anyway.
True.
So maybe
but
they're just like, hey, let's see what we can get, because we're gonna just go through another frustrating loss.
It's quite possible. Oh, here we got somebody commenting. Hold on.
Tatum's out all next year, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, they're not doing the Chicago Bulls Lonzo Ball thing. It doesn't sound like they may not be able to do anything with Tatum or anything like that, but they may with other players that are there because they're ready to win now. They're no longer going to win now, so maybe that's their thought.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Infinite Streams United here has exciting positive language there. Cool.
Yeah,
Well, maybe he's
I love it.
Yeah, maybe he's put his eyes on this kid.
I love it.
So it feels like another sneaky big win for the Bulls, similar to last year. So the Bulls have some special non-U.S. college-based magic going where none of their college scouts can find any talent, but all the scouts watching other leagues and overseas talent have their shit together. I don't know why it is that somebody really not talked about gets drafted by them. That's 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I know that he was expected to be taken around this area, so like I'm not too blown away by it. I'm just surprised that it wasn't a center. Like I really feel like this was the draft to get a center, and so I'm very surprised by that aspect of it. 100%, man.
So we pick a center tomorrow then.
It's quite possible. Yeah. I honestly, I really don't
be a development thing for sure.
Yes. I now, well, if you get if a guy like Ryan Kalkbrenner falls to the second round tomorrow, or Maxime Reynaud, like that's not development. Like that's two guys that are ready to like play ball right now. Oh, they're on to the Miami Heat. They're on to the Utah Jazz. I mean, who did they take? Yeah, dude. If we got Maxime Reynaud at 45 tomorrow, that would be incredible. Hold on. Yes, Malak would be awesome, but Suns get that dude. Yes, agreed. Maxime Reynaud could be great for dude. I'm telling you right now. Oh, hey, the Miami Heat take KJ, the Illinois point guard that we were talking about.
Well, there you go. Jake should be happy. Is Jake an Illinois fan? He can't be, right? Eastern guy. He's got to hate that pick, right?
I don't think he really has it. Well, his college team is Oklahoma.
For football or basketball?
Jake. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean Jake's in college. He's a Oklahoma fan.
Doesn't write his own. He's Steele. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, I would actually agree with you, Jake. That's a steal.
Yeah, a lot of people love this kid.
I've seen a lot of people have him in the top 10. Yeah. So.
Oh, that's great. The home of Tony Romo.
That's what Jake said.
That's a fact.
Yep.
Well, at least you had a moment in the sun. Not everybody has a moment in the sun. Not every college. And it happened in your lifetime.
Yeah, Faith is here. Hold on.
No,
I mean,
he's got Secret Service scouts, man. He doesn't. I don't know. There's something about that with AK.
I mean, I wouldn't say always. Like we had Matas Buzelis last year, man.
Yeah,
Listen,
he was G League, right? So I don't know. I mean, it just seems like he's kind of like he's a big fan of finding talent through his channels versus normal channels or what everybody else seems to be doing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, nobody ever guesses in advance who AK is going to draft.
No. Yeah, agreed. Infinite streams.
I guess so.
Listen, dude. I mean, listen, Faith. Like, it's not like we took somebody that wasn't expected to go in that range. Like, a lot of people had Essen guy slotted for that range of picks. Like, I seen a lot of mock drafts that had him selected in front of us. So, like, it's not that crazy. Like, KC Johnson mentioned 4 guys yesterday. He mentioned in order. He mentioned Juan Behringer, Derek Queen, Noah Essenguy, and Colin Murray Boyles. I gotta be honest, like I'm glad I'm happier getting this guy than Colin Murray Boyles. Like, I'm not confident that Colin Murray Boyles can average 2 points in the NBA. Like, he's not. He doesn't do anything on offense. I mean, I understand like Bulls fans' frustration, but like, I'm frustrated from a vantage point that I would have liked to take a big, because I think this is a really good draft for bigs. But like,
I think that's it more than anything, right? Is that nobody was really, everybody was kind of like, for sure we're going to pick a center, right? And then everybody, if you weren't talking about a center, you were falling back talking about some guard because everybody was so worried we'd draft a guard again. But nobody was talking about any other position, really. So that in that way, it's kind of like, wait, what?
Yes, and honestly, like, tell me, like, who's our 3 of the future? Who's our small forward of the future? We didn't have one. Like, we did draft for need.
Yeah.
Like, our draft needs were a small forward and a center. It's just that everybody had center higher up on the list.
Right.
So it's like we didn't have a small forward of the future. So, like, it's not that crazy. Like, this isn't some guy that nobody like heard of before. Like,
Right.
He's been in conversations. Like, I've seen draft videos about him. offense wins games, but defense wins championships. Every player can ball, but we need more two-way players. SNG is like that. CMB can be okay. SNG is more logical for our needs.
So this guy brings his footwork translates on the defensive end as well, then, huh?
Yes, he is very, very versatile on defense. Yes, 100%.
I'm in. Let's see.
You told us the Bulls are in the win now. Did I? When did I say that?
We're going to compete now. That's for sure.
Yeah, like
there's opportunity in the East.
Yeah, like we can still make the 6th seed.
What's this kid's
Noah.
age?
Good question. Hold on. Dude, he's 18. He's a kid.
Yeah.
And he knows how to get to the line. Like, this is a guy that's going to get to the line in the NBA. Like, I respect that. Like, listen, Faith, like I understand your worries. Like, I wanted a big too. But with that being said, like, Noah Essengay he's not out of nowhere. Like, it's not like we picked some dude that nobody's ever heard of. Like, we've all talked about Noah Essengay. Like, he's been out there. Like I understand like the frustration with not getting a big, but like Noah Essengay has been in the lottery talk for weeks. He's been there. So we didn't come out of nowhere with this pick. Like, we really didn't.
So I'm curious on what kind of scheme we can run so that Essinger can be there to help out Vooch. Vooch is going to be our big man. You know, what kind of double team schemes, given this guy's footwork and athleticism, can we? I mean, there's got to be a way there to kind of allow that kid to without that experience that we're waiting for as someone that's 18 and developing. How can you use his energy to positively impact where our weaknesses are? You know?
Yeah, 100%, man.
Well, the trade thing's interesting. Like we were talking about earlier. I mean, is this today and tomorrow the sweet spot for us to make a trade? And if we don't, does that mean that we're not going to, or we're going to get raped? You know what I mean?
I'm with you, man. Like it's hard to say. We have to let the rest of the draft play out. Because look, if we get to 45 and we get Maxime Reynaud or Ryan Kalkbrenner at 45, then we have nothing to worry about. We made the right move then. We took the best value at 12, and then we got our center at 45. So, like, respectfully, like we have to let it play out. I understand like why people wanted to jump to take Malawach, but like it takes two to tango. Like we couldn't just tell them that we're jumping them. Like someone has to take the trade. So we could have tried, and they just said no. And if that's the way that it is, like, would you have rather gotten? What's that?
I mean, whenever. I mean, unless it's shared with us directly, what discussions were attempted, right? Sometimes you'll get that kind of feedback out of something, but you know.
Yeah, it's just like they might have tried, but like if they say no, would you rather keep giving up, like add more on to like? Would you rather give Kobe White up to move up 1 or 2 spots? Like
I can't remember. Does AK share that kind of detail after a draft? That all his attempts and failures? He's not a discloser that way, is he?
No. It would have to be. Yeah. No, we're not going to know. We don't know. Like all we know is that this is what happened. Like we might have tried to move up, and if it didn't work, it didn't work. You know.
Right.
But
it didn't happen, so it can't. Might as well move on and talk about the possibilities, right?
Yes.
That's what I'm interested. I'm interested in the dynamics. I'm interested in the early dynamics, like the kids developing. But winning is important for this team. Getting past the play-in scenario, getting into playoff type scenarios, which basically means more regular season wins. How do we get there? How do we pick up some regular season wins so we can make the playoffs versus the play-ins? How do we do that this season, right?
Yeah.
How do we put a team on the floor and a bench rotation that achieves that goal? Because you say what you want about Billy. I liked your comparison of Billy to
Doug Collins.
Yes. So it's time for Billy to take him that far. He should be able to do that.
Yeah, I think the team we have now can make the playoffs, like 100%. Like I don't put a lot of stock into a 1-game playoff. Like we got to get to the 6th seed next year because I'm tired of these 1-game play-in playoffs.
No, we can't do play-in.
It's bullshit, man.
Yeah, we got to do playoffs. We have to have more games in the regular season. That's the goal.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that we're gonna do that. Like I believe in the 15-6 ending to the season. Like we gave Josh Giddey the keys to the car, and you watch the team and you see a much better product. Like we're on our way, guys. We just have to be patient for it. Yeah, like we can't show it right now because like the season hasn't started. But like if we start the season and we're in a winning predicament, a losing predicament, and we're not good. If we're like 10 games under 500 by the All-Star break, I will swallow everything that I've said. I will come on here and I will admit my faults 100%. But like, let it all play out for now. That's my statement to everybody else. Is like, let it all play out. Let's see what happens, and we can go from there.
Yeah, I agree. I think that my biggest fear, is probably the only thought I have left in me for today is my biggest fear is if we make the playoffs, Kobe White being in charge.
Yes.
Because he makes poor decisions and shot clock decisions and shot decisions, and I just want, if we're We'll see. We'll see how that goes.
I agree with you. Like I'm in a tough spot where like if we trade Kobe, like it better be for something good because he's worth something.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I depended on Kobe. Like disappointed game. We rushed him against the guys. Yeah. I mean I hear you. Like Kobe White
Right.
let us down. Like we depended on him. He was supposed to be our alpha scorer, and he did not do well. So that's why, like, I'm on board with trading him. It just has to be for the right package because he does have value. It's a tricky situation where, like, I believe in Kobe, but also, like, I'm willing to trade Kobe. But, like, if we kept him, I think that he can redeem himself. Like, at the end of the day, like, if we keep Kobe White, when we get to games that matter, he needs to come through for us, period. And it's tough because he is due for a contract at the end of the next season. So I think that everything depends on how we start the season. If we start the season 20-10, re-sign him because we're winning and we're a
Right.
good team.
I agree.
But if we start the season, 15-15, it's like,
Right.
I don't know, man. Like, we might want to trade you, but we have to make a decision by the trade deadline. Because you're either going to re-sign him or you're going to trade him. The worst thing you could do is let it ride and he walks for nothing. You cannot do that. It's bad business. So,
No, if we hang on to him and the season starts, then I'm a fan of this thought. Ride Kobe till the trade deadline and get rid of him at the trade deadline when you've already squeezed out of him what he's good for. And then you can finish the year with someone else leading the floor that's not going to fold in the playoffs.
yeah.
Because some people just never can shake that. I don't know what it is about certain people do not perform well in the spotlight.
Right. Some people are at their best when the lights are brightest, and some people aren't. And Kobe needs to prove that he's not a guy that shrinks. Because right now, that's the book on him.
Right.
Jeremy, real quick, because we're about to get off. But Jeremy, real quick, I hear what you're saying. But like everybody had Essen guy at this range. This is not an out of nowhere pick. Tyler Hero can go to hell. But Jeremy, I I hear you, but Essen guy is not a crazy pick. I've seen him in many mock drafts mocked ahead of us. So Essen guy could be a good pick. I beg you to just let it play out. I beg you to just let it see what happens. And if he sucks, we can dude, let's go ham. Let's trash him for it. 100%. Remember Zach? Oh, love that. Love that from Ball Guy. Remember Zachary? I can't say his name. Roshishier had the same stats as Essen guy. For anyone who doesn't know, Zachary Roshishier was the number 1 pick in last year's draft. Let Essen guy play. Let Essen guy play. I'm going to say it a third time. Let Essen guy play. And then we can judge him. Okay? But, Rishishe. Zachary Rishishe. Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you, Faith. I can always depend on you. Yes, I agree with that. Like, we're probably not going to get great minutes from Essen guy off the bat, but just let's let it play out. I'm not a big fan of instant reactions. Instant reactions are not. I know fans love them, but like, what if I sat here right now and said that he sucks, and then he came out in summer league and dropped 18 points a game, and then he came out in the season and balled out? I'd look like an idiot. So, will Essen guy get minutes? I don't know, but that's why I said, let's let it play out, and we'll judge it afterwards. We don't have to do instant reactions, y'all. We don't. But we do have a hole at the 3. We have 2 holes. It's at the 3 and at the 5. So let's see what happens, and we'll go from there. But for me, my dad, if you want to sign off on anything, go ahead.
Oh, it's been an awesome time. Appreciate everybody's Bulls chat. It's been amazing to see everybody's opinion. That's for sure. Definitely, we're steering into uncharted waters with a pick with just lesser visibility for us Americans. So we'll see for sure. I agree with the curiosity part of it keeps me interested. So I'm not a hater here. I'm just surprised like everybody else. So, but I'm not surprised in a hating type way. I'm surprised in a curiosity and see what this kid's going to bring. And just what else do the Bulls have in store to take advantage of this opportunity in the East and to win now. Yeah.
Agreed, 100%. Because there is an opportunity in the East. Like, there's a lot of injuries. There's a lot of, the Cavs seem to be paper champions, and we'll see, guys. Like, I don't think it's as dire as everybody thinks. Hope the Bulls do more. I agree with that. I do hope that we do a little bit more. He's only 18. He's the youngest player. So that's an issue. Real quick, ball guy, real quick, if you're here, tell me, do you mean an issue that we drafted him, or an issue like that's like a reason not to judge him?
It's probably the first.
Give him a minute before we. It's a project, so
yeah.
But listen, guys, is a project I understand for the project, but even though that there's an opening in the East, be honest with yourself. Are the Bulls going to win a championship next season? The answer is no, right? It has to be. And Thomas here, I'm going to sign off with this. Bang. And ball guy says no.
Thomas has got the right angle. Good job, Thomas.
Patience, my friends. And I know that word angers people because we've been patient, we've been losing, we've been mediocre. I understand. But we also haven't had, before this offseason, Josh Giddey, 22, Matas Buzelis, 20 years old, Kobe White, 25. We have a young core, everybody. And now we have Noah Essen guy, who is 18. He's 18 years old. He's so young. This dude can't get a freaking beer for 3 years in the United States. This dude is so young. Right? So if I told you what I was worried about when I was 18, it'd be insane. But yes, I understand. We've been patient. We have been patient, but we have a reason now to be patient for something that makes sense, and it is youth. We do have youth on the roster. We're not asking you to be patient about 30-year-old Zach LaVine, 30-year-old Nikola Vucevic, and 30-million-year-old DeMar DeRozan, right? We're asking you to be patient for guys that are actually young. So it makes sense. So, Bulls Nation, I understand this isn't what you wanted, but this could end up very good. So just let it play out, and we'll see what happens. But until next time, anybody that doesn't know, we have a Justin of the Year Pro Wrestling channel. My dad who's on picture right now, and as well as Davey, who was with us earlier, will be streaming for Just Another Year Pro Wrestling for Night of Champions this Saturday. If you are a wrestling fan, I highly recommend it. Normally, I would be with them. I'll be at a bachelor's party, but otherwise, at JAY_pro wrestling on YouTube or at JAY_P wrestling on X. But until next time, for my dad and myself, I will take it, or I'm sorry, I am seeing red more than ever, baby. We are seeing red more than ever, baby. Let's go.
Peace out.